Stop!
Introduce yourself. You're doing a fire. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this desire. Do you hear the call? Coiling the wire. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this desire. I have found the catalyst, and I have found the catalyst in you. Understand yourself. This is not a test. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this request. Do you wait for love? Put your acquiesce. You have all the reason.
I got to tell you, Allie, one of the rules of podcasting and webcasting is not too much intro music, but god damn it.
It's a good song.
When you got a band that good, it's hard to shut that baby off. St. Ricketts, the Catalyst.
Ricketts.
www.stricketts.com. The Catalyst. It is a theme song to Wednesday night's 100% live episode. It's Yo 2.0.
Yo, 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 guys. What's up?
What is up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to part 2 of our week. We do Tuesday nights, of course, the Yo Show with Jewel Tatey. Yesterday, we celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday, Jewel. Wednesday nights, what can I say? I got married again. I'm married 3 times. I'm married to my wife. I'm married to Jewel on Tuesdays. Wednesday nights, I got married to the lovely Miss Allie Commissaro. Allie, good evening, and thanks for coming back.
I am so excited to be here, and I'm so excited for this guest tonight.
It is going to be great. We have a terrific guest on hand tonight. She is like the trendsetter, man. She gives you the scoop about town. She does great promotions, terrific events. I can go on and on and on, but when she gets here at 8:30, she'll go on about it because there's a lot to tell. But she is the absolutely electrifying Miss Whitney. Oh, I said Whitney Ullman, ladies and gentlemen. She will be with us around 8:30 tonight. She's gorgeous. She's trendy. She's hip, and she knows all the good spots. Atlantic City, Philadelphia.
She does the best TikToks.
And great TikToks, which I am jealous of, and a gorgeous piece of lasagna from Carmine's that I'm super jealous of. But she'll be with us at 8:30. We're going to talk about the events she's got coming up. There's a ton. We might have her on for 3 hours by the time she's done talking about everything she's got going on. But Allie, what's new? I know you were hobnobbing with some of the great local Philly artists this past week. You also got to talk to Whitney. A lot going on. So without really telling people yet, just hit us with who you seen and what you did and what went on, because it looked like an awesome time. Very jealous that I get.
Well, I got to go see LeCompte, and it was unbelievable. And then ended up going all over the place, and I just met so many people, so much talent, and these people, they were having fun. They all had smiles on their faces, just having a great time. And it was really nice that the Eagles won also.
Absolutely. And, of course, we thank Dennis. Dennis, I can't thank you enough for the great work you do. Dennis knows a lot more about technology than I do. He has made some great adjustments and ideas, etc., which we greatly appreciate on the program. For you, Dennis, I wore my Dallas Sucks shirt tonight. Of course, you got to buy Val's. I love it because we're still Eagle Pep rallying on top of doing this program. Whitney will be with us at 8:30. I'm going to ask her, what the vibe is in the city as well, with these great sports runs, Phillies in the World Series, Eagles in the NFC Championship. That's got to help promote a lot of stuff in town. Massive thanks to last week's guest, the absolutely gorgeous and super fun Miss Mandy Marie. I got to tell you, Allie, you promised me you were dead on. I had a blast. You told me I would. She was absolutely amazing.
Oh, she's the best. She's just fun. She is just one of those people that every time I am involved with her at all, like she just brings her A game.
That's
And
all.
she's so easy to talk to. She's just genuine.
And also not shy. Definitely not shy. Big dreams, big goals, big aspirations. Why not? And like we said, if you're out there making money, doesn't really matter what your hustle is, especially if you're good at it. And from what I'm hearing and seeing, and from hearing and reading, not seeing, she's very good at it. From what I hear.
No, all my friends have like given me bits and pieces. They're like, "Did you know?" I'm like, "That's my friend. That's my friend."
You know, right? Like that would honestly at this point be like if somebody said there was like this Yosho spoof porn with Allie and Joel actually in it, and some dude pretending to be me. I'm like, nah, don't want to know it.
You know what I wanted to do so bad? Did you see that dress that Kylie Jenner wore to the Paris Fashion Week?
Yes.
I was trying. I called everyone I know that does cosplay or anything. I'm like, does anybody have a lion head? Does
Wait.
anybody have a lion head that I can like put on the side? No, nobody had one, but definitely gave it a good effort.
I'm actually shocked I didn't think of that. I'm a little disappointed in myself actually because that's the kind of stuff we do here. As you can tell, the dogs are enjoying the show tonight. They actually must have stumbled upon the same
Like,
piece
yo,
of
yo,
food.
yo, yo,
I
yo.
know, right? They're actually freaking out, fighting each other up there. Two little rodents like this big. Well, you seen Hannah on the show the other week.
I
So
feel like the little ones are the ones that are the loudest. That like Six, when she barks, she sounds ferocious.
no, I believe that, and that's Hannah. And like in the middle of the night, she's like, yeah, she'll show her teeth to Henry, and it's a big mess. They love each
Yeah,
other and
I
hate.
saw that you didn't get much sleep.
They never do. Like they're up by 4 or 5 in the morning, and they want to eat, and they want to bark, and they want attention. Yeah. I just want to remind everybody real quick while I have you here. And I know it's a ways away because we're only what February? No, February 25th. So about a month away. March 29th, we're doing a female forum show here. We have a few women that we know come on the show and
I
tell.
thought you changed it to the 22nd.
Didn't I? No, I changed it from the 22nd to the 29th because I botched
Okay.
giving everybody
Okay.
the intro. So it is the 29th, and we're going to have them come on. They're going to tell some horror stories and some crazy dating stories, etc. Because you hear it so much on Facebook. So I'm like, all right, who wants to do it? And out of like the 20 I asked, I got about 3 or 4 so far. It's
I
amazing how
have a
they.
couple people that I reached out to that I just love their posts that they post on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm like, this is exactly what we need on the show. So we'll
Yeah.
see who actually comes through and wants to step into the hot seat and tell their story.
The hot seat, which is my favorite phrase. I use that all the time. But like I said, I told these women coming on, like, you don't have to use last names, you don't have to use their pictures or anything like that. Just give us like a first name and a story.
Yeah, this isn't the dirty. We're not trying to like throw
Right.
people under the bus. We just want to hear your funny stories.
Exactly. And I've told the women, like, when you come on, like how I have my name and Allie's got her full name. Don't even put your full names. Put your first name and an initial or your first name so you don't get all the,
We'll take nicknames.
you don't get
Nicknames are fine.
you don't get the genitalia photographs in your your DMs. DM me your genitalia. So let's get a little more respectful. Whitney's coming on. She's an extreme professional. She's not needed to hear my potty mouth. I can control myself. I can't say anything for Allie. That's a whole different entity.
I look up to her so much. She is so inspiring that like I'm actually a little nervous to do this interview.
I'm like, wow. JD Wolf is in the house, as you know, a great promoter of us as well. He became a big fan of ours Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights, and we met him through the band Sepsis. He shares our stuff to the Sepsis page, and everybody he knows, we appreciate it, dude. And we love that you watch and hang out with us on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Your comments are great. Always feel free to drop in.
We love comments. We love little emojis. We love any interaction that you guys have with us.
We do, as long as it's not a Eggplant, we're good.
Do you know that's still a thing? Like people still send each other eggplants.
Yeah, I know. See, there's the sepsis store. He gets that from Twitch. I got to learn from Twitch how to make my own badges because that is like the coolest. I'm gonna make like a Yosho badge on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Am I getting
we
am
need
I
the
getting
little
high
mic.
and losing you already? Allie
No,
told
no,
me
you're
she's like
not.
she's like, dude, sometimes I'll blank face you because I don't hear a word you're saying. It happens. I get excitable and I talk fast.
From
And then
now on, I'm just gonna say I need a Snickers every time. Snickers.
that's how it came
Speaking of
about with the
speaking
Snickers.
of things, you're looking very moist, Jeff.
Why, thank you very much. I'm feeling very moist. Of course, we're talking about our, not our, I mean, it could be ours. It's ours Wednesday night. I want you to feel part of my beard on Wednesday night. I'm derailing. Let's get to the commercial quick. Ladies, Valentine's Day is coming up, and gentlemen that love to wear the facial hair, we got something for you. It is the Moist Collective. It is Highline beard products for the beard wearing individual. And right now we got a special. Go to www.rumoist.com. That is the website. Use the
Oh,
code YOSHOW20.
you gotta tell them some of these like smells because they're just amazing.
They really are. The one I have here is the Modern Man. It's amber, bergamot, sandalwood. I got to tell you, it smells absolutely incredible. And they got new flavors that I don't even have my hands on yet. I'm getting mine as well. And they make it soft and full and shiny, and it's just great products. My good friend Jim Hutton, buy local. He makes them right here locally. Use the code YOSHOW20 when you go to www.rumoist.com. Make your purchase right now. Get 20% off beard oil, beard butter, beard
He told me he
shampoos.
likes guys that wear moist.
That's right. Ladies, tell them, wear moist.
You heard it
And I
here on the Yo Show 2.0.
I promise you wear moist. I will make you moist, ladies.
It's the
That's what you
secret.
tell the men. Sorry about I'm dying tonight. Yeah, make sure you check it out. My good friend Jim, I've got tons of it upstairs. I absolutely love it. And you can see the nice little shine. If you get in close on that bad boy, it's nice and thick and it's great. Like I said, Valentine's Day is coming up. Looking for something to buy your fella? Go online. They will deliver. And gentlemen, if you are looking for a hot date, you got a hot date, and you wear one of these, get moist.
Get
www.rumoist.com.
moist.
Active. Absolutely. I love it. Get moist. Look for this beautiful face. Looks a little bit like me on the label. Great drop in. I love the way Allie leads it. I hate the way the dog is barking. Their excitement is killing me tonight. I guess they're that excited for Whitney. I don't blame them. We're excited too. Even in Minnesota, they will send it to Minnesota, dude. They will ship. So if your beer's growing grizzly, tame it with some moist and let the ladies go wild. When I first met Allie to do the show, I had the beer, and that's what happened. Like we were
I
chicken
looked
peas.
at him and I just could not get over the fact that his beard looked that moist. I just couldn't.
She's like, wife or no wife, I need to grab that beard. And she was like,
Cassie, I'm
Rob,
like, how does he get his beard like that? Like, I like his beard.
it's very sassy. It's due for maybe due for a trim soon. But when you keep that moist, and it keeps it nice and tight.
Cassie.
I absolutely love it. I appreciate it. She's upstairs tonight trying to dog tame. It's wine and charcuterie night. She's got a friend over, talking, whining. I had a
wish I
little.
liked wine. I wish that I could do the whole like wine thing with the girls, but I just don't really like it.
You know what? That's the beauty of doing it at our house because there's beer here. There's Surfside vodka tea. I'm not drinking tonight. You don't have to drink wine. We are equal opportunity alcohol suppliers here. You can be moist in Minnesota. You can be moist anywhere. How? I'm going to tell you. www.rumoist.com. Use the code YOSHO20, save 20%. I'd like to see moist in Allie's hair. That is like, that's a lot of hair.
I'll give it a shot.
The showdown, you and Jewel need to have like a.
Watch it be like some like miracle like serum for your hair.
Right? That we don't even know. I mean, I have hair nowhere else. Well, not on my head. Never mind. Never
We
mind.
just got way too much information.
Yeah, let's not derail too far.
And Snickers. I'm just kidding.
But Snickers. So what happened last week? And Allie told me she missed it. Allie made a comment, and got time to kill or whatever. Have a Snickers. So we said something. I missed it. It got a little off course. Allie said, "I wish I had a Snickers." My comment was, Snickers is known for having the big vein in the top, which looks like a. Now the rumor is they're doing away with the vein-looking thing because it's not politically correct. Are you aware of this? Have you heard this? Because I think it's
I don't feel
freaking
like
ridiculous.
anything's politically correct anymore.
Right and real, like I don't even know how we haven't been shut down yet.
Like
And we don't
what
see
is like what is going on? They're gonna take away a bump in the Snickers.
right. It's like it's a I don't know if it's a caramel or if it's
Ones that have
chocolate.
veins are gonna like skyrocket. They're gonna be worth a fortune.
To be on eBay for hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Get your dick vein Snickers. It's worth the fortune.
Ever see that chicken nugget that was like shaped like a president that went for like I
Yeah.
think it went for like 30 grand or something?
Yeah, and there was like potato chips and come on. I don't need anything that looks like anything.
Who has 30 grand to waste on a chicken nugget that looks like a president?
One of these nights on the show, we're gonna do this one night, you and I.
We're gonna cook cookies and make them look like things.
No, we're going to scan for weeks. Like, we're not just going to do 1 week of scanning. We're going to scan the most bizarre things on the internet to buy on eBay, Mercari, because people buy the weirdest stuff and people post the weirdest stuff.
Also, I have a very fun idea for us. So one of my best friends, Kevin, got me the Impractical Jokers game.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, it looks so fun.
I'm down for that. I am definitely down for that.
Waiting for a group of people that would go all in with this because some of the things are wild, but it seems like a really good time.
Should be a very good time. I love that show. I'm a big fan. And speaking of like Impractical Jokers and when we get together and get live and all that stuff, a couple opportunities to check us out. I want to hit this promo real quick for a good new friend of mine, Elena Brokus and her production company. It's this Saturday. It's called the Future Stars Show. It's this Saturday, the 28th, from 12:30 to 6. It's at Sweeney's Bar, 13639 Philmont Avenue. The Yoshua will be there. It'll be the whole crew. Myself, Allie, Jewel will all be there. And the lineup is incredible. Just Chris, Mauro Dilo, Milo Sky, Sour Station, Ash Mileno, Steal the Night, and of course the headliner, Nailbite. And I got to tell you, Allie, Nailbite is one of the hottest bands out there today. Teenagers, but they are incredible. That's this week. You can check out your Yosho Femme there. I'm going to tell you about a little something we're doing later on.
That Jewel might be coming.
Exactly. Like I got to get the Yo girls together, and we actually got a full night planned because Murphy's is having a 90s party. We'll talk about Murphy's a little later in the show about where you can check us out there too. But just to get together, brainstorm, and I know this is great the way we do it. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, me and the girls share a ton of texts and messages, etc., with ideas. And hey, guess who we got? And guess who's coming? And let's do this and let's do that. It's going to let's kind of sit down and kind of hammer some things out as well as hammer.
I love it that I say to you, like some people text me like a lot, and it's like probably like 12 texts into you. I'm like, I'm one of those.
Yeah. You said today, you're like, I'm sorry I'm bothering you, but, and pretty much what I did today was on show nights, I type it out onto the site for the banners to see and look for last minute ideas. So when you're coming at me, that's like my brain time. So that's perfect. That's the time to do it.
I just get so excited when someone calls me. And tonight I had a very, very exciting person get a hold of me and say that they are coming on the show. A good friend of mine. Does anybody know Michael Lohan?
We can hit that right now. Michael Lohan, indeed, the father of Lindsay Lohan, and a guy who kind of made his own little celebrity name for himself with his appearances in celebrity boxing. And Allie said they're good friends. So what we're going to do is, man, I've got to get better with these banners. Anyway, March 1st. Wednesday night. Yo 2.0. Michael Lohan. And the beauty of it, from what Allie tells me, You never know what he's going to say. And you know we love that here. She said, don't challenge him. He can be a little wild. He likes to
You
speak.
never know on live. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
That's the beauty of it. And people say, why don't you record? And oh, I heard this noise and this bumbled and this didn't go right. The beauty of it is live. And like we say, life happens. So you never, one time, Allie, early on, I spilled a drink all over my computer during the show and it froze and we lost the whole show.
I was thinking that earlier. What happens if I spilt my drink like all over me, like while I'm on the show? That's crazy that you just said that because I was just thinking the same thing earlier.
It will, can absolutely happen. And of course, that is going to be March 1st. Michael Lohan, I'm very excited because I love a challenge. You see, last week was a challenge. Michael will be a challenge. We'll let him talk. He's got a lot to talk about. And he's got a.
Honestly, he posts these like motivational sayings every day. And I wake up, I'm like, you know what, Mike? I feel you. I feel you.
And that's his angle. I love it. And I'm down for that. And just let the people at TMZ know that something good might break out here March 1st.
And he's exciting. He's always been exciting.
I'm excited for it. I really am. And it's very cool. And I'm going to tell him I'm still, despite all the past and all the stories, I'm still in love with his daughter. I'm going to tell him that too. I love her. I'm going to ask for her hand in marriage if she's not married already that night.
She is.
Damn it.
Sorry, she's taken.
All right. Well, we canceled Michael Lohan from March 1st. My future father-in-law has been canceled.
Just everybody knows her. Like, there's not one person that doesn't like one of her movies.
Oh,
Whether
absolutely.
it's Mean Girls, whether it's Parent Trap. Like, she has one for all the different people.
Generations too, yeah. Generations, age groups. She has some naughty films she was in. Not
Like,
porn,
I
but
even liked her
has naughty
Christmas
films.
movie that came out, Falling for Christmas.
That was I'm going to say it in front of my male friends. That was a cute movie. It was. That's what I said. It was cute. She was cute in it. She does have a charm about her and a charm, like the look in her face, very charming. So you root for her. Obviously, you want everything to go right. And yeah, she felt some hard times. We all do. We've all been there. Life isn't perfect for everybody. And
She
I was
brushed
told
the dirt off her shoulder, and like she's doing great.
I was told a long time ago that most of the people you see in entertainment, with the exception of me and Allie, have skeletons in their closet of some sort, and people have vice. I honestly, before this hard issue, Allie, there was times that I drank relentlessly on the show to bust the nerves. When we had the episode with Brianna Dale, I smoked a bunch of weed and drank a bunch, and we did shots, and I was a mess. It happens, man.
I still need to go back and find that episode.
It's episode 99 on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and search the Yo Show, thanks to Dennis, we come up first ahead of Michael Yo. So if you search the Yo Show and just scroll down, look for episode 99, Brianna Dale. The audio stinks because it's back in the day of, see if I still have that picture here. Yeah, it was back in the day of this crude little headset.
Dennis is already working on YouTube Shorts.
I love it. The ending is downright embarrassing. And one night I was talking to Jewel. She's like, dude, I'm looking at episode 99. What are you doing? And I'm watching the end and I'm just like, hey, Kay. It was so bad. So if
You were slurring.
Oh my God, was I ever. Wow. And I was giving you the I love you mans and let me tell you something. And woo, disgusting. So if you're a big fan of watching Jeff look stupid, go to YouTube, subscribe while you're there, and go to episode 99 with the absolutely gorgeous Brianna Dale.
Or just come to any event that we'll be at. We're all fun.
We are. We're all fun, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of mic clashing and all that when we do these live events. And I'm down for it. You know, like it's real. I like the realness of the show. People edit, and hey, God bless you. A lot of people do it their way, and some people have terrific shows. But the ending, if you've ever heard an edited show, Allie, and I don't know if you have or have not, you hear the cut. You can kind of hear the cut, like, how are you today? You know what I'm saying? You could feel the jump in it and the skip where they edit it. I don't like that. I like raw.
Yeah, I kind of like the improving too, and just the whole. I don't know. It would be different if we were pre-recording it.
Absolutely. We have talked about it with a great guest that Allie's working on. This guy's pretty awesome, so we're going to make it work, but we'll probably have to pre-record. But we will not edit. We'll pre-record, but we will never edit here on your show. I think we're close. I seen Whitney try to come on. I think she had a visual problem though. Seen her
Uh,
pop on, but I didn't get her picture, like her face. So I think she's working on it. So that should be coming up any moment. We'll have a great time and talk about a lot of events. She has so much going on, so excuse us if we get a little lost and a little tongue tied through it because it's a lot. So hopefully she'll hold my hand and Allie's hand and guide us along the great stuff she has coming on because she's big into networking, big into promotions, big into partying, and being at the events. Kind of like I want to do for a living. Like I want to party for a living. Now I know there's work behind it.
Everybody would love to live her life. She's
Yeah.
literally going to the hottest restaurants, being around everybody that passes through Atlantic City.
Yeah.
In the middle of Fashion Week, I mean, what's not to love about it?
Exactly. And like I'm sure there's and I will never be taken the wrong way, at least I hope not. I'm sure there's tons of work behind it. I'm sure there's a lot of work and preparation and notes and a team that follows you around and all that. And you always have to be on because you meet these people, and when the camera's off, they're still watching how you respond, especially nowadays. So it's got to be work, but man, it looks like fun work.
I couldn't even imagine.
Well, let's imagine.
Even the food, like I see some of the things, and even her husband is so fun too. The two of them on TikTok, it's just amazing. She's
You
fun to
need
watch.
you need a fun if you're going to have a partner, and I say this with the most respect to my wife. They got to be fun. They got to be understanding and open too, because some of the things that we do and say a little outrageous. And I'm sure like Whitney meets some of the coolest people. And let's find out. Let's let her tell the story. Our guest tonight is, man, when I talk about trendy and jet setting and learning the business and learning the town and networking and promotions, she's it. Atlantic City, Philadelphia. You want the inside scoop? You go to our very special guest.
Queen
Let's
of
give it up.
Atlantic City.
The Queen of Atlantic City, ladies and gentlemen, let's get up for Whitney Ullman on the program. Hello.
Thank
Good
you.
evening. Thank
Hi,
you for
good
coming on.
We are so excited to talk to you tonight.
Awesome. Me too. I'm
It's
so
crazy
excited that
seeing you
you're
on
having me.
here and not on TMZ.
Yeah, right.
Which is
That's
super
funny.
cool with that too. I'm jealous of that. I'll end up on TMZ for the wrong reasons. So I better be careful what I wish for.
Yeah, right.
But I seen earlier looked like you had a little bit of a video problem. I'm glad you got that worked out. I seen you pop in the back.
Good. I was gonna say, yeah, the video wasn't working. I'm like, no, and I was trying to get on a different browser, and then it wasn't supported, and then I had to download Firefox, and I'm like, ah, like I didn't have time to message you guys to let you know because I'm like, oh no.
That's the only little snag. Sometimes it redirects people to Firefox. I really don't know why. But
Weird.
I always say, Whitney, that is the beauty of live broadcasting and life happens. So weird things have
Mhm.
happened to us.
Oh, I've had many things happen. One time when I was live on TV, right before going live, I fell on the ice outside of the studio and I was bleeding like on my hands and my knees, like right before. And then they went live and I'm like, hi, this is what's going on in Atlantic City. And my hand was throbbing and I was in so much pain.
Oh man, like we're laughing with you, of course, not at you, but that's
About spilling a drink and like dealing with that, and you're like bleeding.
Yeah, right. There was another time we were going live and something wasn't working and I had to keep talking and you could see the other anchors were like trying to figure out what was happening and I had to just keep on going. I'm like, please let this be good because I didn't know what was going to happen, but you know.
the blood makes it natural. You can tell it's real. I got to ask because like me now, I say we do this program. We like to get out and network and meet people and bands and the whole 9 yards. What got you started in this? How did you get the inside scoops? Because you really hit the best points of the best parts of all these cities. How did you get into it and what got you cooking?
Well, that's a loaded question. How much time do we have?
Well, the show is supposed to end at 10, and we'll go to midnight. It won't cut us
We'll
off.
just keep going. Well,
Absolutely.
it didn't always start off this way. I when I was younger, I always wanted to be a model, okay? And I always loved like the celebrities, and I always thought that would kind of be where I'd go in life. But I grew up poor, and I always had to work to support myself. So I never had the opportunity to go to New York and go to auditions and intern at NBC. Like that was just not going to be in my car.
Yeah.
So when we had an acting studio here in Atlantic City called We Spar and Ryan, and I went to acting school there, and I kind of had a little bit of an in with them. And then when things would come to Atlantic City, I would try out for it, I would do it. So little things here and there, I kind of got my feet wet that way, but it was always something I kind of did on the side. And I went to college, I got a finance degree. I, worked in the mortgage business right out of college. I've done so many different things. I was a telemarketer. I worked
Wow.
for a car sales training company. I did a lot of stuff. And there was this girl who was getting me, she really wanted me to go to this networking event. And it was at 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And I'm like, girl, I am not getting up at 7
7
a.m.
a.m.
to,
Wow.
to network. Speaking of networking, then one day she's like, listen, you got to come to this other group. It's the New Jersey Association of Women Business Owners for Atlantic and Cape May counties, otherwise known as NAJABO. And she's like, so many great women. And at that time, I wasn't sure about networking because I had worked at Hooters. I was a Hooters girl, and I didn't
Wow.
have the best. Yeah, hey, Tropicana. I didn't have the best experience in general working there, and I wasn't sure how to take it. Networking with people, other women. And when I went to this group, I loved it, and I found that there were other women supporting women, and it was just such a positive energy. I'd never felt that before, so I wound up joining that group. And before you know it, they're like, we really need help on our board. And I'm like, I'll help. I'll be the secretary. And so I became the secretary. And then I became the president the following year
Wow.
because the president stepped down and nobody wanted to do it. And I was like 26. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. So I wound up leading Najabo. And from there, I wound up winning being honored with the top 40 under 40 in our area.
Wow.
And that was so cool because they worked closely with the Junior Chamber of Commerce, which was the JCs, and the media partner at the time, which was the Atlantic City Weekly. So when I won that, afterwards the president of the JC said, Whitney, you're young, we need young faces, would you want to lead this group of young professionals? And I was thinking, you know what, because I had already been leading the women's business owners, and it was kind of like the same people, and I feel like I did what I had to do and I let it go, you know what I mean? So then I went
Yeah.
over to the junior chamber, and because of that, I started working closely with the Atlantic City Weekly the following year. And they were like, hey, it would be cool if you wrote a column for us. And then that's kind of how it all transitioned, if you will. So basically, I went from mortgages. Everyone knew me as this mortgage jewelry girl because I was making jewelry, to now I was, president of this group, and I was networking, and I was part of a lot of boards, and I just kind of got my feet wet. And also at the time, I ran for politics. I know we said we're not talking politics, so I don't want to
Yeah,
talk
but I
politics.
mean, no, I get you.
It's part of my story.
Something like that is okay. That's okay.
But I wound up running for politics and winning, and I was a councilwoman in Galloway for 4 years,
Wow.
and it was just like a crazy time of my life. Worked for the Atlantic City Weekly as a writer, just as a freelancer. And then I started doing the entertainment segment. They had a sponsored segment on our local NBC affiliate. And I was like, I always wanted to do that. And it was one of my passions growing up, but I never could pursue it. And here I was at this company that had this little opportunity for 2 minutes on TV every week. So I'm like, I have to do it.
All it
So
takes.
that's all it takes.
That's
You
all
have
it
to just
takes.
put yourself out there. So I did. And then I did that for a while. And then this producer was like, hey, I'm putting together this show called Access AC Live. I'd love for you to be the host. We'll interview dignitaries and celebrities and VIPs. I'm like, hell yeah. So we went and did all that in Atlantic City. And we had a show on WMCN. And WMCN wound up having a Christmas party in Philly. And while we were at this Christmas party, I bumped into Mike Jerrick from Fox 29.
Wow. And
And
he's
I
the
was like,
guy around here. He's
he's
the
the
guy to
guy.
know. Yeah.
Yes. And I said, hi, my name is Whitney. I have a local entertainment segment locally. And I said, I'd love to bring it to a more regional level. I didn't know I was going to see him. I just said it. And he's like,
Yeah.
I like you. He's like, call me after the holidays. I'm like, okay. And then I didn't, because I'm like, why would he want me? Like, there's all these other beautiful young girls, but anyway, I already had all this experience because I had already been interviewing celebrities. I had already been on TV. I'd already done all this stuff. So I reached out to him finally, and I met him at the studio, and the booking producer was like, okay. And then that started happening. So it was
Wow.
all a matter of like taking every opportunity. And now I've been freelancing with them for 8 years. I'm on the radio now, and I just keep doing what I do.
You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We have to bring up the cute video that you did with Michael Strahan.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So
How
here's
fun
another
was
cool
that?
thing. Girl, I know. I gotta go back there. So what
I'm
happened
like, oh,
was
that's so fun. So
well,
fun.
what happened
I got to hit us
so
with the,
oh
oh,
hey.
hey.
Oh hey. And you did it right. I love it.
Oh, I
Thank
made sure I
you.
spelled it out right and hashtag the night, because I've been
Yes.
saying it all day long. Straight
Anytime I walk in a
heterosexual
room.
male. My wife's like, why are you walking around going, oh, hey? I'm like, don't
Oh
worry about
hey.
it.
That's my jam. I love it. Yeah. So I work closely with Carmine's, the Italian family style restaurant. They
Oh, I've
have one
seen
at
it.
Tropic.
Oh, love it.
I know.
Jealous of that
So
picture, too. Jealous.
yeah. So Carmine's is in Tropicana. And one day I was in New York because I was meeting my one friend. I'm not sure if it was the same time, but I think it was. We were going to see Erica Jane when she was in Chicago on Broadway. And I had stayed over in New York. And because I was staying over, I reached out to my friends at Carmine's because they are very close. First of all, they also own Virgil's Barbecue in Times Square. And
Yes.
Virgil's Barbecue is connected to Good Morning America. And so I was
Wow.
like, hey, I'd love to like come say hi. Oh, hey. And they're like, why don't you come with us in the morning? We'll go in and you'll get to watch them tape. And it's so great because this was all before COVID happened. So they didn't mind it. And that was cool. I went in there, and then on like the commercial break, Michael came over. We started chatting, and it was just like a great conversation. Now I wish I knew what we were talking about, but I think he was talking about how he knows Atlantic City and he comes to the area every so often, and he has friends in Philadelphia and so forth. But
It
that
was so
cool.
good to see him, like you showing the behind the scenes. Like, you want to believe that he's like that fun of a guy. Like, that was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
It really is
So,
awesome. Go ahead. No, go right ahead.
so how many talk shows have you been on? Because I've seen you on
Wow.
Wendy Williams. I've seen you
I
on TMZ
know.
a bunch of times.
I
How
know.
many would you say you've been on?
Well, here's the thing. I know I've definitely been on Wendy Williams, Dr. Oz, TMZ Live, and of course, Fox 29, PHL 17, and some local shows as well. But then my
The Yo
content,
Show.
yeah, there you go, the Yo Show, Yo 2.0, baby.
Oh, you know
Oh, hey.
it.
Yeah, so but my content though has been everywhere. Like the celebrity footage. I randomly met Carol Baskin before the whole Tiger King
Wow.
thing happened.
Before.
And here's the craziest thing. I was with my sister, and she's like, we should go to this cat sanctuary because she loves lions and everything. So I go, and I was like, hey, I'm a reporter. If you want me to, take footage of anything specific, let me know. And they had a slow day that day. And the woman's like, you know what? Why don't we take you on a quick tour? And they took us on a guided tour on a private one on this like Jeep. And so we go and we're driving through, and here comes some lady on a bicycle, and the lady and my tour guide goes, oh, here's Carol Baskin. She's our founder and owner or whatever. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, hi. And then she commented how she liked my nails from Pinky's Nails at the time. And I was like, oh my God. And that was it. I took a picture with her. It's all live on a Facebook video somewhere. We can find it.
I'm going back to find it because
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
So I
And
know.
find the scroll down the bottom where to find Whitney's
Yes.
videos on YouTube. We run that on. Now, this wasn't on the question board, and that's the beauty about doing it live and improving.
Yeah.
When you seen the story afterwards and saw her name and everything that went on, were you like, oh my God, that's that lady?
Yes.
Did it freak you out?
It was so weird. So we were sitting on the couch, and it was actually during the pandemic. It was like right at the shutdown, and we were just
Yeah.
sitting here, and everyone was talking about Tiger King. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just watch it, and we watch it, and I'm like, oh my God, I met that lady. And then I went back, and then the craziest thing, I got a call from Fox and all these people because they saw my footage because I had posted a little video, and they're like, can we use your footage for the documentary that we're doing? I'm like, hell yeah, they
Yeah.
paid me for it and everything. So I'm like, how crazy that I happen to have that footage, like just before it all became this big deal.
Man, you were there. That's
Your footage is great. Even
Thank
your
you.
like girl power, like the little videos that you do with your girlfriends where you're
Thank
doing
you.
the little dances. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have,
absolutely. And you get involved in a lot of great things. And some of the things I posted up, you go, obviously, you're going to be at New Jersey Fashion Show in February, 15th to the 18th at Showboat Casino. You're
yeah.
very stoked about that. Tell us a little something about what we can expect and your
Well, the
love of
cool thing
fashion.
is, well, okay, so I love fashion and New Jersey Fashion Week, they are, I believe, in their 20th season. Oh my God, I hope I got that
Wow.
right. But basically, it's so great because, you go to all these major cities like, you go to New York Fashion Week, Miami Fashion Week, even Philly has a fashion week. Well, Atlantic City also has a fashion week, and they take designers, local designers, regional designers, national designers. They have kids fashions like that Thursday is going to be like, how cool, a kid designer, like that's
Right?
crazy. And then kids in the show, it's just cool to see that
Can
and
you
to
give
see
a
all the
shout
talent.
out of any of the designers that are going to be there?
I don't know off the top of my head the specific designers, but I know that all of them are like really cool couture. I know some of the models, and I know they're going to rock that runway. And sometimes, I feel like I should be on the runway, but
What are
I
you
feel
wearing?
you.
What are you wearing?
maybe one day. I don't know. It's funny you say that
Are you
because
gonna wear? Are you gonna wear a head? A big lion head?
Big lion head? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Who did that? Kylie or
I was trying. I asked everyone I know. I was like, "Does anybody have a lion head?" Because she's doing Fashion Week, and I would love to just put it on the side of my thing to do a spoof, but I could not find one.
yeah, I don't think I would do that even to be funny. It just would not work out for
Yeah,
me.
it
I
seemed
would
a little weird. I would
it's
come
weird.
down with
She's
my
claiming it's
Dallas
fake.
sucker.
She
Yeah,
is claiming
definitely.
it's fake as PETA comes at her.
Of course, of
I know,
course.
right? And they commended her, which is
Or
wonderful.
maybe I'll paint myself red and I'll go all red.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I didn't
I'm
get that
behind the
either.
trends, man. I really am. So, not to jump back, but Carol Baskins. Now,
Yes.
Dennis said they found her in Costa Rica. Is that correct?
I heard so there's all this stuff going on about her and her husband. It was on TMZ the other day. I never know what to believe. So I don't
Right.
know. I can't really give my comment because it's just too wild, the whole thing. Like the whole
Sure.
entire story is too wild. I thought he was in a meat grinder. But if they found him, then good for him. I don't
And
know.
I'm sure you got to
Sounds
watch what
funny.
you say, especially because like you're somehow deeply linked into it. So I understand that. Like everybody talks about Britney Spears now, it's not even really her, and it's GI, and her hands fake, and whatever. I'll
That's
believe what I
weird
want to believe.
too.
That
That
hand. What is going on with that? I just saw
Yeah,
that
the
the other
hand is like
people have
creepy.
weird.
videos of her like pulling the hand out. It's
Well, they
chicken.
said that the cops had to go to her house because she deleted her Instagram, and it's just that's another thing. I mean, what we don't realize, and I learned this actually mostly from politics, is you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Like
Sure.
we are literally giving our opinions on what the news is telling us that we should know, and now we're
Thank you.
discussing it. And that's not even like that's not what's happening. Like we are not in her life. We're not in anybody's life. We're not in the president's life. We're not in anybody's like we don't know what's happening. So it's very hard for me just because I have firsthand experience to give my opinion on certain things when I know that it's like for nothing in a way.
Absolutely. And it's beautiful that you bring it that way because people, we're all guilty. People argue about on social media like they
Hmm.
know, like it's their life and their
Yeah,
law. And like, no, it's this. And I'm like, how do you
I
even,
know.
like right now, you see me with this t shirt on and a hat. I've got pajama pants on and underneath.
I
You don't even
know.
know that.
You don't
Like,
know. Right.
you
Like I
just
say
don't
that all
know.
the time,
Yeah,
or
we're having a
I'll
dance
post
party.
or I'll say I'm at barista's coffee house and I'm here and I'm having a great time. And then my friends are like, why didn't you tell me I'm like, I'm not there now. Like I was there and I'm posting
Right.
about it, but everyone thinks everything's so real at that moment. I'm like, I'm not always, just because I posted it doesn't mean I'm there at that time. So you
You
just
are
never
so
know.
good about that. You are
Thank
really
you.
good about posting every place that you're at, every place you get your nails done, your hair, all of it. Like I just love
Thank
it.
you.
And
Thank
it's
you.
great though because once you become part of the scene, like yourself, that and you critique things like food and entertainment, it'd be great. Like even tonight, you posted, oh hey, excited for this, and you posted our show. That carries volume because everybody's looking to see like what's Whitney doing, what's Whitney like,
Yes.
and so that's huge, and we
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank
Um,
you.
we're supposed to ask you about interviewing Jayla.
Oh, that's my husband. That's funny.
Hi,
Well,
Mark.
oh, hey, it's it's funny because people come up to him. They're like, "Oh, I saw you did this." He's like, "How do I know you?" That's all
Right?
from my
Yeah.
social media. But yeah, I actually in a few years back when Jennifer Lopez and oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh my God, the different judges from American Idol, they were in town in Philadelphia,
Okay.
and Harry Connick Jr. was one of them,
Oh,
and was it
he's
Keith
awesome.
Urban? But anyway,
Keith
so
Urban
they
was
were
a
all
right. He
there.
was a part. Yeah, he was there
And
briefly.
somehow I got in to do this interview with them. But the thing was, because, even though I was on the red carpet, which is always so fun when you see like Us Weekly, E News, and then Go To Whitney. I'm like, it's
Right?
like so
That's huge.
cool. So I
Orange
was
Vogue
there.
pants.
Did you like those? Hey, I
Oh,
got them in Miami. And the thing is, see, like I'm older now, so my body's a little bit different than it was 20 years ago. So certain things, like my legs are like my asset, and I always like to wear things that are a little flattering. But those pants I wore were not very flattering, I felt, but everyone loved them. So now I'm like, I gotta wear them again.
yeah, they were just great. The color, the fit, everything,
Thank
totally
you.
working.
Thank you. I know one of the photographers is like, let's do a photo shoot. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay, I'm down with that.
I could do that, and I don't have
You need to
any
be,
great asset. I
you
could
need to
do
be
that.
reading a Vogue like in the Vogue pants.
It's a good idea. Allie, I'm giving you credit for that.
That's now yours. So let's talk like the Queen of Atlantic City. Like all the hot spots, the casinos, the restaurants. Philly, the same thing. Give us a couple hot spots in each city that people just have to get to, have to check out. We're not worried about like a cost rate or a certain ambiance. Just places that you love that you just gotta let people know about.
God, there's like so many. Like, so off the top of my head, I know recently I just went to a chocolate brunch at Bar 32. It's a bean to bar chocolate factory right in Atlantic City on
I'm
Tennessee
writing that
Avenue.
down. I'm
It
writing all
is
this
so,
down.
it's on Sundays though. It's only on Sundays from like 11 to 3. That was banging. Like I loved everything about it. It's so good. But people that don't always know about that, they just opened a Nobu and a Gordon Ramsay Hell's Kitchen at Caesars.
Was
That's
it
a big
really good?
deal. It's Nobu is banging. It's very expensive, but it's like the
What's your
food is
go-to? What's your
so
go-to
good.
at Nobu?
I only was there once, but I got the my favorite thing that I keep thinking about. They have this like a spicy tuna with rice cracker. I just
Mm.
like that. But the way that they do it, it's like a DIY. Like you have to like take the spicy tuna, put it on the cracker, and like put the sauce, and it's just like fun the way that they have it. They had a
That's neat
yellowtail
though.
that was amazing. It's just a unique experience. It's one of those like special night places to go to. I love Giorsoleil is one of my other favorite restaurants, which is not in a casino. It's on Montpelier and Pacific Avenue. I love the new Hash House a Go Go, even though it's a chain. It's such a banging brunch. I love it. At resorts, my husband and I just went to Capriccio, which is people don't think about resorts because it's like one of the first casinos. It's a little bit older, but they have so many new things there now. So they have Doherty Steakhouse Capriccio, which is like so good. They have a Mukashi Sushi, which now we find out has a happy hour. I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays from 4 to
That sounds
7.
amazing.
Yeah, there's so many great places, like depending on which casino where you want to go. American Grill at Borgata is one of my favorite, and it's funny because there's Izakaya, which is really good. They have with Michael Schultz, Michael Simon. That's Michael Schultz, and then Michael Simon as Angeline. But I just like American Grill. Like that's one of my favorites at Borgata. And at Ocean Casino, Dolce Mar is very good. They
Oh.
also have Amada, which is a Jose Garces restaurant. Like those places are all super good. Like there's so many great options for food in Atlantic City.
How do you keep your figure with eating all these
Right?
I don't know.
magnificent things?
You got
I
to
like
train hard.
yeah. Well, it's
That's
funny.
like
Back in
everything.
like Well, back in 2014, I was hired to do these videos for Restaurant Week, and, like, every day I was at a new restaurant, and then they were putting out all the food, and I think I gained weight then, and it never went off. But the thing is, I don't know, I think it's just natural. Like, I just have a high metabolism. I like to thank my clothes because they make me look better than without them. But, I think it's a high metabolism, and the thing is, like, I have a rule, and it's not even a rule, it's just the way I live by it. I don't eat when I'm stuffed. So as soon as I'm done eating, I'm done. Like as soon as my stomach is like, you're finished, then they call it like intuitive eating or something. But I just naturally know. And then it's so annoying. People are like, oh, you don't like your food? Or I'm like, no, I love it. I just physically cannot eat on my husband. I've never seen her work. Yeah, I'm not a good worker outer. I
But you're always
cry.
on the go though, so and that helps to be active. Certainly helps because if you just did like you're interviewing it all from a chair and sat there and then called it
Yeah,
quits and then sat and ate, yeah, that would work. But you're always moving that helps your body stay in some kind of
yes.
shape.
I just
Ah,
put on my music and start dancing around, and that's like
That's what
my
I do.
workout.
Yes, me too. I
so
love
I
and
just need
music.
to start taping it more and putting it on TikTok. Like I just do it for myself.
we
Yeah.
brought you on. Well, I agreed to have you on, and when Ellie presented, I started looking up. And the reason why I brought you on is because I want to be your assistant. I want to go to these
Thank you.
restaurants
I
and
need one.
you
I
know,
need
I'm
one.
coming and just pay me in food. And I'll just say, yes, yes, Miss Whitney. And oh, hey, Miss Whitney. And I just want some mimosas and some brunches. And,
Yes,
and this
that's
is,
how it works.
Carmine, he's there. He's
Let's
available.
go. Why don't
oh,
we do the
yeah.
podcast? We'll go live from your podcast from Carmine's. I'll set it all up. Let's do it.
Wow.
That
I
would
will
be really
absolutely,
fun.
oh my God, I would absolutely do that. And
This
just,
whole day.
just being in your presence, and I'm not kissing butt because you're here, but watching you and watching the way you
Thank you.
handle File Whitney and all your
Thank
websites
you.
and the City Pulse, you really are legit with it. You
Thank
study
you.
it, you know what you're talking about. So if people haven't learned you yet, hopefully the ones that watch live and watch the recording will learn you and say, "Hey, she
Thank you.
knows where it's at." Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge fan already. Talking to
Thank
you makes it
you.
great.
So nice.
That's the
That's so
best
nice.
way to go to Whitney because that's exactly what it is. You're going to her for your food choices. You're going to her for your PR. You need to find
Yes.
Whitney.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I got the name because sorry, I feel like I'm choking out a piece of dust. It's so funny because it's so dumb, like because I was cleaning before because I wanted my couch
I
to
get
look
so
good.
scared to cough because I'm having free, even when I'm out.
It's so annoying. I know.
Right?
I got like a little like my throat was. I'm like I don't want to cough. Like I'm inside and all these
Uh,
like the second I cough, everybody looks at me.
yeah, and I'm like, I had dairy today. Okay, I'm phlegmy from the dairy. Okay,
Ah,
like
that's gotta be
people.
it. Because I'm drinking orange juice. Like I don't.
Yeah, it's something. But yeah, that was the thing. As I told you guys, I was like a councilwoman. I was president of all these organizations. I was on the board, and people started going to me, and they'd be like, "Oh, Whitney knows that person," or whatever. And I like that. I like that being a resource for people. That's the main thing that I think like is what makes me happy is knowing that like if you were like, hey, I'm looking for this type of guest or I'm looking for this, I could be like, you know what, I know somebody, and then I make the connection. I don't make money ever from it, but but it's always been a good thing to do, and the messages I get from people over the years, like thank you so much, like even from you, Allie, like that was so nice when you were saying how much you love my videos and you follow me, like you don't know these things, like and then there's times where it's not all smiles and happy. There's
Right.
times where you're like, what am I doing? Do people even like this? Like, you come get down. And plus,
There's
it's
been
not like a
multiple times
millennial.
you've inspired me.
Mm.
Like I've been
Thank
like,
you.
oh, like this is really hard being a female in a male world
Yeah.
sometimes, and you're that boss babe.
Thank
You
you.
are a boss. I was going to say that at the end. I was going to save it to the end, but she laid out. You are a boss, babe, and your confidence bruised.
Thank
And
you.
they said to get us here. But I feel that like we come on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I'm like, do people like this? And sometimes it'll be a couple hundred views. Sometimes it'll be thousands of views. I'm like, man, people do like the nonsense that spews out of my mouth. But it's also great guests like you with stuff to
Thank
say
you.
and musicians and actors and artists. And, you know, we're super lucky to have it go down this way.
Yeah,
Um,
it's great.
And you're great at it. One of the things, something that Allie knows of, and she said, make sure you ask her about this. 'Cause I want to know the ins and outs. You got yourself involved with some promotion for celebrity boxing, and our
Yes.
man Damon Feldman, and the big event
Damon.
that's happening March 11th at the Showboat Hotel. Tell us who you met and how the press conference went, and what we can expect from that. Because I know he always puts on a great show. Allie told me he's always got little secrets behind his promotions. Tell us a little something about
Well, it's just funny. First of all, I absolutely love the celebrity boxing brand. It's just cool because it gives people a chance to kind of get their name out there again and kind of be a little bit more,
Did you take
I
the
guess, in the
signature
public.
picture?
Oh,
His
I
signature.
always do. I'm always like this. I always go
I
like this.
know. I'm like
I'm
multiple
like,
with him.
I love it. And Damon is really the epitome of like someone who persevered and who overcame. And, he is a persistent guy and he gets it done. And he had this vision and he made it happen, but he didn't just make it happen alone. He has an amazing team behind the scenes that helps him to run it and to make sure things are going smooth. And, you know, it's really great. Like, these are all really great professional people that put on this show, and it's growing every year. It gets bigger and bigger, and there's better
yeah,
celebrities, not better, but just like different celebrities, bigger from
yeah,
different walks of life. And he's expanding. He was just in Chicago. He has a big metaverse boxing that's coming on.
yeah.
I forget the date. I want to say March 11th, but that's going to
March
be
11th.
yeah, well, March 11th will be at Showboat, and I think just before that will be with the Metaverse with the NDO champ and Roy Jones Jr. I mean, that's
Yes.
amazing. And we have March 11th in Atlantic City, and there's going to be lookalike, celebrity look, and it's just fun. Like, it's a kitschy thing, and it winds up being fun. And I also do a lot with the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame, which is two separate things. But it's kind of cool to see the difference in the two groups and how they all make an impact in the area.
Certainly
You were
get
just
the
in Philly for promotion for it, correct?
So I was just in Philly for official celebrity boxing. They celebrated 10 years, which is
wow.
super
All right.
cool.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
go Damon and
Congratulations.
team. Hey. Shout out to Damon, Mark, Linda, Tracy, Romulus, everybody.
That's
And
so
so,
exciting.
yeah, super cool.
And it
Did
helps
you?
to, like I said, it helps to have somebody like you drive it behind her because, like I said, people look to you. They go to Whitney, and now they're like, celebrity boxing. Let me see what this is all about.
It's
The Yo
cool,
Show,
yeah.
this restaurant, sure. I fell in love with you immediately when I seen you at Carmine's. I'm like, this is like my new best friend.
I love it. We have to go to Carmine's next time you guys are
I'm down
down. Podcast or
anytime.
not, we're going. We're doing it.
We're
Did
doers.
you get,
We
did
get
you
out.
get to meet Snoop at the
Press
promotion? Yeah, at the press
Well,
conference in
the
Philly.
real Snoop, because that wasn't the real Snoop. That was a fake Snoop.
Oh,
But
wow.
he
Have me
looks
fooled.
yeah, but he looked listen, if I get to meet Snoop, I have to be like SNOOPDOGG. I gotta do that with him. I gotta meet him. You know what I mean? It's one of my things.
You
Oh,
killed that right there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can't
I
believe that. That
know.
guy looks just like him. Will
He
he be
does.
one
Just like
of
him.
the impersonators that's there?
Yes. Yes. And then he's
Oh, that's
gonna
fun.
be, boxing someone in the Showboat fight in Atlantic City that's coming up.
That's awesome. And I
Yeah.
guess too, like there's so many questions I want to ask just from doing what we do, and they kind of run together. But there has to be a time where you get to where you're like, don't take no for an answer. At different times you're like, Whitney, just don't take no, just keep going. Because if you go in modest, I guess people will be like, nah,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay. So
Yeah.
what's kind of like the mental mindset? Do you work it up? Do you get the speech
Well,
prepared, or you just let it rip?
I know, right? So this is a kind of a funky answer because you have to be tenacious if you want to make it in this business. Like Ali, you were saying, as a woman in this business, it's hard, and it is hard. And not even just as a woman, just like in general, the business, there's so
Yeah.
many people. Do you know there's like all these people graduating college this year that all want to be in the media and all want to be on the radio. And here you guys are with the podcast. And here I am. I have thousands of celebrity interviews. Like, it's so wild to think that there's all these people. How do you get to that point? Now that I'm older and wiser, I probably would have done things a little bit more different. But when I was younger and I was trying to, because I loved the whole celebrity idea. Like, I loved being, and the fact that I was born in Atlantic City, from Atlantic City. My mom was always like, "Oh, you're going to be Miss America one day," you know, but I wound up now working behind the scenes with Miss America and interviewing all of them
Perfect.
for a decade, you know, in my town, and then being on the red carpets. That didn't just happen. Like, it wasn't just like they're like, "Hey, Whitney, you look good. Why don't you come to the red carpet?" Like, it doesn't work like that. I went to a lot of events. I worked my way in. Some people may have said like, "Oh, what is she doing here? What is she doing for?" And it's like, well, oh, good. My husband said
Wow,
we got
three
to hit the
million.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. Three
That's a,
million on YouTube, 2 million on TikTok. So that was pretty cool.
I love
congratulations.
how supportive he is of you.
I know he loves me. We have nothing in common, by the way, but we love. We're gonna be.
Does
We're
he cook at home for you? Like, do you?
no
I know that every once in a while you make something. I was gonna ask,
all
like,
the
do
time.
you, when he makes something, like, would you critique it? Like, when someone makes something for you, like one of your
Well,
friends, or
here's the thing. The one time 20 years ago. First of all, we're gonna have our 20-year anniversary in June. By the
Wow,
way,
congratulations.
married.
Wow,
wow,
20 years. That's amazing.
So he likes to say 20 years ago when we were living in the townhouse, he tried to make me a meal because he was like a bachelor like before that. And he like basically threw chicken in a pot, took some spices, was throwing it. And then I was like, ew. And because I didn't want to have like a random chicken with a million spices, he's like, you know what? I'm not making you food anymore. And 20 years later, he still hasn't made me anything. So he's upstairs. I hope he hears me say
He got the out. He apparently
he
found
got
his out.
yeah, he knew what he was doing now I'm realizing that.
And I give you,
that's
I
a lot of things with you. Like,
It
how
is.
does he feel about that? Is
Well, so I got very lucky because I met him when I was 19. And when I met him, I was in school full time in college. I was also working at the video store and I was working at Hooters and I was doing acting classes on the weekends. And he
wow.
liked me, you know, and I was always doing things. So it wasn't like, you know, after we got together and I was like, well, I'm not going to be home now. He just was used to me being like that from the beginning. And I think that's one of the main things that helped keep us strong through the years because otherwise I think most people would be like, no, why are you going out? Why are you doing this? But that's just the way I am. So
That
he's very
that's
supportive.
it's the job, and that's great. And it's funny because if it was me and my wife, she would be like trying to be celebrity and funny, and I'd be cutting in front like, no, I'm funny and I'm
Yeah,
celebrity. So I
yeah.
give him a lot of
He's not
credit.
like that. He's behind the
I'm
scenes.
totally like that. But it's like I said, it's infectious too. Like your behaviors, your mannerisms, your smile, of course, is
Thank you.
amazing,
Yeah.
and you buy it because you believe in what you're telling us, and
Yeah.
that's what we do here. We like to just be honest, fun. When I said what things you don't want to
The
talk
real
about, you
deal.
said religion, politics. I'm fine with that. I'm great with
Yeah.
that. That stuff
I
is
I
boring.
was just laughing because you're like, what don't you want to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. But
Yeah,
the thing is, to your point, authenticity is everything because I've been doing this for a long time and I've stayed the course that whole time. And there's been people that do what I do or want to do and they fall off or fall whatever because they're not authentic to who they are. They can't for whatever reason. And I feel very grateful that I've had the opportunities that I've had, that I've been able to do what I can do. And I think it really comes back to like my humble beginnings, I guess. Like even to this day, just little things, even like even when it snows and I go food shopping and I can food shop, I'm like, wow, like I feel happy I don't have to worry about anything. Or like when we put the heat on, or like just different things that like still resonate with me. Or like I'm like, why would I pay $300 for a pair of jeans? Like that's so stupid because it's like why that's like who does that? Even if you can afford it, you know what I mean?
right.
Because like certain things from your past bring that in. And also I've been working since I was 14. I've never stopped working. So for me, this is just like normal.
When the cameras are off, which happens, and you touched on this a little bit, but I'm going to dig into it. A lot of people now start to know your name. 3 million people watch your videos. They start to know your face.
Right.
Is it tough always having to be, let's say, on? Like you're at the market. If somebody bumps you in the
Yes.
market, you can't be like, look, fool. You got to be like, oh, I'm sorry. You got to be,
Yeah, I
Whitney.
know.
Is it hard
Right.
sometimes? Is there a lack of private
Well,
space and being yourself a little
I
bit?
mean, it's kind of weird because here where I live, everyone kind of knows me. It's a thing. If I go to New York, nobody knows who I am. It's like whatever. But to your point though, when I go to the supermarket and I want to not wear makeup or I want to just be kind of just bumming it, I'll never forget. a local businessman. He was like, you can't do that. You have an image. You have, and I was like, God, I don't want to put on makeup just to go out because at that time, like I was on the news and I'm like, oh God, I don't.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. So guess what? Now
Oh,
I have my
hey.
hat. I have no makeup, my hat, and whatever. And if I see someone, I am who I am. I mean, we're all humans and we're all
Yes.
people. And I'm just Whitney from the block. You know what I mean?
I have a question. When you make reservations, have you name dropped yourself?
No, it's not like
No.
it's not like, I mean, people know who I am. So, or like, I mean, it's kind of fun. It is cool. Like, one time there was an event in Atlantic City, there was a big conference. So I was with my girlfriends and we went to the bar at one of the casinos and the manager's like, oh, I didn't know a celebrity was here. And I was like, oh, hi. But like little things like that, they just make you feel good. And yes, people do know who I am, but it's not like that. I mean, I'm not like an A-lister, like walking in like, hello, give me a seat over there. It's not like
You're pretty fascinating, though. You're so
Thank
much
you.
fun to watch. So even when I see you on TMZ. You're on there at least once a
lot.
month.
Yeah. I was just on. I didn't post the recent one because it was about J-Lo actually, and I did all these puns in my
Yeah.
answer. It was kind of cute, but I was like, I don't know, should I post it? I guess I'll post it. Whatever.
Who's your favorite on TMZ?
Well, I love Harvey. I just think he's good, but I like Harvey and I like Charles for different reasons. But I have to say Charles is just funny to me because he's a little more sarcastic and he usually just like has a good zing with something. I just like Charles. I think I like him better.
I just found out that the
Sorry,
blonde.
Harvey.
I just found out that the blonde that's on there, I think her name's Roxy.
Oh,
She was from a show about like rich kids. I just caught it the other day, the
Oh.
end of it. I'm like, wait a second, she's on TMZ. I know
Yeah.
her.
That's funny. I know. Isn't that funny how like you think you know people? That's how I am with all the Real Housewives. I'm like, I feel like I know you because
Yeah.
I watch all of them.
And that's social media. And we get it again, the local places. And, you walk into the bar and everybody's like, a random person you don't know is like, hey, I know you. You're Jeff.
Yeah.
I know your wife.
Cool.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
from? And like, well, I seen you like doing a talk show. I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And like, they just know you. And social media brings that
It does.
kind
Yeah.
of
It's
weird
cool.
serpent together. It is to an extent. Like I said, before we came up with this format, we did audio only. And I got to tell you, it takes a lot of the fun out to see
I
the
know.
facial response and the reactions, and you feel more personal. Like I feel like we're all sitting here just having a blast and we call it chat. I don't really say interview. It's supposed to be a dirty word. It's like a chat. Like we're hanging out, talking, getting to know you. It's like we just met for the first time. We're having a blast with it. And it's super cool. But we are definitely up any time that we can, and I'm gonna bow to you a little bit. Anytime we can be in your presence and kind of see what you do and be a part of that, or just hang out together or have a meal, a drink, whatever it is, we would love to do that because you just seem like
Let's
our
do it.
kind of people. Absolutely
Thank you.
fascinating. There's all kind of links and stuff and information to follow Whitney Ullman, and I recommend you do www.thecitypulse.com. Stories about New York, Atlantic City, Philly, what's hot. Instagram at the City Pulse, or go to Whitney. You can watch it on YouTube at Go to Whitney. I heard there's great videos, so go check it out. TikTok, I heard you're the master of TikTok because Allie loves TikTok, and she says your TikToks are great. I suck at it.
That I watch, like I always watch yours. Like I'll go back and find yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And again, it comes with being, you take it very serious. Like before you
Yeah.
came on, I said,
Lot of
like,
work.
imagine that job, how fun it is to go to restaurants and jet set. And I said, don't get me wrong. I am sure there is a ton of work behind it.
Well, thank you, because that's what people don't realize. You only see all the positive and all the good things, but there's so much behind the scenes. Like when I go and I take video and then I bring my friends and they get to enjoy it and go home. And then I have to go home. I have to take the, either if I edit on my phone or the computer, I have to edit the footage. I have to export it, upload it, caption it, share it, like every single thing that comes with it. Then I have to, even just the fact of editing it, then captioning, then adding music, then putting it back here, putting it there. It's so much work. Like people don't realize.
With doing the reviews, like have you affected a restaurant negatively, and at the same time have you affected them positively with your reviews?
Well, I don't really do reviews for that purpose because here's the deal. I don't have a boss. Like I don't have someone breathing down my neck saying like, "Oh, you have to do this or we want this written up or whatever." I can do whatever I want. So my thing is I choose to only really do positive unless it's like so negative that I have to like say something. So if you know me, you'll kind of know if I don't like something, but it wouldn't be a blatant like, "Oh, this was so gross, like don't go there." It'll be more like, "Oh, the table had this and, we had this and, this is their website." It's a little not as like if I'm at Carmine's, I'm like, "Yo, that eggplant parm is banging. That mixed green salad with the olives is my favorite thing. I love the tiramisu." Like whatever, you'll kind of gauge from the way I'm talking about something whether I think it's good or not, but it's kind of like a little cryptic, but I also don't want like if a restaurant has me come in, I don't want to be rude and not post about something, but I also don't want to promote something as if it's really good. And then people are like, "Well, what was Whitney thinking?" So it's like a weird balance.
I
So I
get it.
try to
Wow.
only do the good from it.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How do you keep everything so positive? That's
Yeah, I choose to do that because there's so much negativity in the world, so much negativity in the news. Small business owners were suffering and you know what? When if just because I don't like something doesn't mean someone else won't like it. We all have different taste buds.
Wow.
The chefs, it's not like the chef makes it the way the chef makes it. If I don't like it, you might like it. So I just try to always keep that in mind. And why would I bash a local, especially a mom and pop place on something that might taste good? Like I don't like spicy food. So if something's spicy, I'm not going to like it. But you might love spicy food and be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's good." So I don't want to be that person to do that unless I know for sure. Like we just actually my husband and I had a recent experience at a chain restaurant and it was the worst meal. It was so bad that he even said it was his worst meal he ever had, and he
Wow.
he gave the dessert a 2 out of 10. It's bad if
Dessert.
the
What?
dessert is 2 out of 10. So, but the thing is, I didn't post about it, but I did actually reach out to them, and they called me. Now they want us to come back and all this stuff, but it's like I don't even want to. But at the same time, I'm not going to make it a public thing because why? You know,
I like that. Yeah, because your voice does matter, and
yes,
people will check out your reviews, etc. And I do it myself on Yelp, and I'm the same way. Like my wife's been like, "It's not good. You're gonna go to Yelp." I'm like, "No, I only go to Yelp if I love it because I want people to know
smart.
this was great." And everybody says your Yelp reviews are so good. I'm like, because I believe it. If it's bad, an off night, a bad
Yeah,
piece of
and
fish,
that can
whatever it may
happen.
be.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to rip it, but I always praise. If I love something, I'm going to praise it. And
Yes.
that is a great piece of advice to anybody out there. Like people say, podcast, go on there and be mean and pick on the government and pick on sports. No,
Right.
no, come on and have fun and give people a good direction to go to. Like I said, be positive, and because there's a
Thank you.
lot of negative, and even people that get paid to be negative sometimes push it over the edge a
Oh,
little bit.
you have to have a certain personality to do that all the time. It's not
Right.
easy unless that's who you are. And then it's like, okay, yeah.
What you are to me in my eyes, I see a person who has fun, who is entertaining, charming, if you will. That's more of a guy where we're very charming, great smile. Everything you say and you
Okay.
do, I believe in. And this has been really inspiring to me. We've already been like 45 minutes long, which is longer than we normally do this.
I can't
Used a
believe it.
half hour and we cut it. And I would love to, number one, invite you back to come on with us.
Thank you.
Heck, I'd like to have you on every week and do like a
I
Whitney
know.
segment. It's
I'm
just
like, this
that
is
good.
fun. Hey, oh, hey.
how I feel about her too. I watch her and I'm like, she is so fun. I just can't stop.
Thank
And
you.
and if you don't mind, we would like just to reach out on social media, just maybe find out where you are and maybe do something. Like I'm all about
Yeah,
going to Carmine's and trying to get my
let's do
buddy to
it.
bring his cameras and equipment down and chat it up. And either way, just get to know you. And your husband seems like a great guy as well. Very supportive. We
He
appreciate
is.
his comments. We really appreciate you coming on. Like I said, we can go on and on about so much stuff, but I'm going to
I
leave
know.
your information, scroll down the bottom. I'm going
Thank
to let
you.
you go. And thank you so much. This was, I tell you, we've done close to 300 shows between Tuesday night and the Wednesday night program. Out of the 300, this is definitely in the top five. You're
Oh my
phenomenal. I
gosh. Thank
love
you.
you're terrific. You're just so much fun. Like this is this is what I had in mind way back when. You sit and you chat, you have fun with real
Yeah.
people being their real selves. And I got to tell you, amazing. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
And I'm blown away by it all. And again,
Thank you.
everybody, everything down the bottom, www.thecitypost.com, Instagram at the City Post. I'm so excited I can't even say it right.
I know.
Go
Like, we're all
to-
flustered.
Go to Whitney. I am flustered. You're like an A-lister here.
Like, wow, I gotta come on more often. This is like VIP.
Hey, every week, like you will get that star treatment. And of course,
I said to him, I was like, please, please, please. Like, she agreed. Let's get her on this week. Please just trust me. I love this woman. And he did. And I told you, she's phenomenal.
we do. We search for people. We usually go through public relations, etc. And Allie's like, yo, I got Whitney. You don't understand. She's this, she's that. I need you to be like your A-list interview guy, not that weird guy. Because I get like different, I get
Yeah,
different
it's
ways of
okay.
different people, but there's a lot of insight, a lot of stuff I really wanted to know. And like I said, you've been there, so you know what it's like. And I'm going to read a review tomorrow on Yelp, be like, Jeff was okay. I'm like, it's over. It's over. Now I got to watch your review of being on the show. I'm like, see
I
how
know,
many
right?
adjectives are.
Stay tuned. Yeah, right.
A million thank yous. You really are an awesome individual,
you.
and I had a great time. Like I said, if you'd like to do it again, we'll hit you up and bring you back.
Let's do it. I'm all
Feel
about
free to
it.
hit us up, and we're
How
all
can I
back
say
in.
no with all these compliments, you know?
I know, right? You're beautiful and smart and charming and a great dresser and a great backdrop.
I love it.
Yeah, we definitely need to have like a girls' night and do some fun TikTok dances and the whole 9 yards. Yes,
Thank you.
in.
Nobody ever wants to do anything with me. I'm like,
I know.
let's dance. My girlfriend Linda, though, she's
Take
good.
them, I'll duet them. I'll duet them.
Okay.
Sometimes it takes me a couple days, but if you let me know that there's one up that I can duet, I will jump on that.
Okay, good. I like
You're
it.
not allowed to leave yet until we get this one. So we're supposed to ask you about hanging from a basket under a motorcycle and flying an F-16. So you can't get away. Your husband knows the dirt. We actually have like a intern feeding us the dirt, and then we get the answers. It's awesome.
That's funny.
He's welcome on
do
every
we have
week.
time? I don't know.
Oh yeah, we got time. Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
he's referencing because the thing is, I don't feel like I'm a fun person. I don't like to do anything. I'm not adventurous. I don't like to go
Really?
outside. I know everyone thinks I'm so fun, and I'm like, I don't like anything. But somehow I have all these really cool experiences. So what he's referencing is, at one point, Resorts was having a big anniversary, and they had a guy on a motorcycle. This is so stupid, but on like a line going from the beach to the top of the casino. It was like on a motorcycle with these bars hanging from it.
Yeah.
And the one local guy's like, Whitney, do you want to hang from the bars or something? And I'm like, what? And I was like, I guess, because it's like, I never say no to any opportunity. So here I am, literally the only thing strapping me in is one of those things for your wrist, like a leather, like wrist thing with a chain.
Oh,
and I'm
way.
sitting on top. And I'm like, I literally was sitting on the metal bars underneath a motorcycle that was on a rope. I can't even make it up. And there's one picture, and it's real grainy, but it was me. And then with the F-16, I had an opportunity to go fly in an F-16. And that was wild because I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And we were at our local bar, and this guy was like, you have to do it. You have to do it for us. You know, nobody ever gets to do that. You can't even pay to have that experience. Like, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'm letting everyone down. Like, I felt like I was like letting people down if I didn't do it. And then I went in, and we did an unrestricted takeoff. Like, my husband was videotaping, and I was like gone. Like basically you go straight down the runway and then up straight like a rocket. And we broke the sound barrier, went upside down, did the whole thing. And my captain, Janelle, she called herself Slam. It was a woman. So that was cool too. Allie had a woman pilot. So basically we went, she's like, we're going to do a training mission in the sky. I'm like, what? Like, most people would be like, hell yeah, I'm in a live video game, you know, because you're like in a jet underneath another jet. And but I was like, no, I do not want to do this. Like, but we did it, and I did it, and I survived. So I'm grateful for the experience. I'll just say that.
I get nervous going in the little like egg things that go over the like theme parks.
Oh yeah,
can't
I
have
don't do
anything
any
like
of that.
They have like open side things, especially at Six Flags. My son is like jumping around. I'm like, Jackson, don't move, don't move.
Oh yeah.
Mommy is really nervous right now.
Don't go on with my husband on the teacups. He's one of those people that spins it for everybody and
Oh,
gets everyone
Jesus.
up.
I get on the teacups. I'm good with those. It's
After
just
lunch.
That's
being
so
up in the
funny.
And
air and
before you go, we of course don't want to short out Win Promotions, WIN
Oh,
Promotions,
thank
of course, a company that you've done over 16 years. And that's
I know.
just amazing. So that's kind of like before the days of social media. Like now with social
Yeah.
media, everybody's out there and they can push and plug and etc. But doing it before then and actually having to grind and grit and sell somebody, that
Mhm.
takes a lot of effort. So I guess social
Yeah.
media, I guess we'll ask real quick before you go, do you think social media helps the promotion business or can
Well,
it?
yeah, definitely. Social media has helped me tremendously in all aspects of my businesses. First of all, Win Promotions. Win stands for Whitney International Network because I
Love
thought
it.
one day I'd be international. And then I started it because I used to be a promotional model. And one day my lawyer was like, we want to have some models for an event. We want some pretty faces. Is it possible you can find some people to do that? I was like, hell yeah. Oh, Jeff, you'd be perfect.
I thank you.
So I said, "Yeah, I can do it." Meanwhile, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew how to be the model. I didn't know the behind the scenes, but I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it for you." Like I said, I never say no to anything. I was like, "Oh my god!" So I wound up finding all these girls, and every year they hired me, and I created this business where I staffed models for events and promotions throughout the area. And that started growing. And then when promotions went from that to like, hey, Whitney knows everyone. And then I started because I was writing for the Atlantic City Weekly. And I mean, I wasn't the best writer, but I knew what I was doing, you know what I mean? And then
Right.
I would help people create press releases. And then because of my connections, I was able to like connect people with the right people. And it just kind of kept growing. And with social media, it helped, especially for the models, because I could go on, see people say, hey, would you want to work an event? Is this something you'd be interested in? And it's really helped grow. And now I do content creation for different businesses and I help create videos because I have that experience. And social media, you need social media for the content. So it is very helpful. For sure.
That's awesome. And like I said, being there in it before it became what it is
Yeah.
today, which is a little easier, is incredible. And I'm a married man, but we like models. If you ever want to bring pretty models our way,
I know, right? Okay, Howard Stern. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
curious. How has it affected with the casinos, like with the casino change and everything, like with them closing?
Well, so back when that happened, this is kind of a crazy story too. I created the brand The City Pulse because everyone's like, you have your pulse on the city. This is it. And I can't even believe I own that name. Like I just trademarked it. Like it's my name.
That's
Like
awesome.
that's so cool.
It's
So
great too. The little
thank you.
heartbeat line and everything is
Yeah.
just perfect.
So, and I have to give a shout out to my guy Paul from Spotlight Marketing because he helped me with that logo and the website, and he did a dynamic job. So, shout out to Paul at Spotlight
You
Marketing.
did great, Paul.
But anyway, so at that time, we had worked on the website, and he's like, "Okay, we're going to launch it." At the time, think we were going to launch in like February 2020, and the whole world shut down. And I was like, "You
Yeah.
have to be kidding me!" Because
Right.
that was my life. I was at all the nightlife, like I was interviewing celebrities till 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday nights, and then I was putting it out there. There was no nightlife, no dining, no entertainment, no. And I'm like, what the hell? Like that's my whole everything I do.
No.
So it was really tough for me to pivot and still keep. And then he's like, Whitney, it's your site. You could launch it. And I'm like, yeah, like I don't care what people say. I can launch it. It's my own thing. Like I can do whatever
Yeah.
I want, you know? So I started doing that. And I started reaching out to people who were experts in their respective fields to see if they wanted to have their own blog and if they wanted to write, which by the way, I'm still open to that. If people want an opportunity to have a platform for their content, because I know what it's like when I'm out there doing all this stuff and I'm like, where am I putting it? You know, because just
Yeah.
because I go on Fox doesn't mean they cover everything I do. And just because I go on the radio doesn't mean I have time to talk about everything that I do. Where else? So I created the platform for people like me who want to put stuff out there, but don't really have the platform. And the cool thing is with the City Pulse, we have a whole team and it's growing. So if anybody's interested, hit me up because I would love to have different content, especially for lifestyle, food, entertainment, things going on at the Jersey Shore, Philadelphia, the surrounding areas, and have more people contributing. Because guess what? Like Jeff and Allie, your people might not know my people, but guess what? If you go on my website and you have your own little column, it's all you. It's all about you. You have your picture, your social media, your everything. But then when you post it, it goes to the homepage. And then guess what? My people on the homepage are like, oh, that's cool. And now you have different eyes on your content and we're all sharing the content together. It just is a fun way to get your content out there and have more eyes on it.
That's amazing, and definitely something I'm now all about. Like I'm already my
Yes,
mind, and I know Allie's
do
wheels were always turning to us. I know our wheels are turning up a storm, and when Jewel, our Tuesday night co-host, when she hears that, she's gonna be spinning it too, and we're all gonna be like, "What are we
it.
doing?
Let's
Let's get it."
put it. And I have a tab for reality shows on there. And I had like my friend Sam was doing pizza reviews for 3 bites. That's it. And it was cool because on that tab, he had like a video, like you guys have the podcast. You could have the Yo 2.0 on the City Pulse. And then we can embed the videos into there's a lot, we can talk about it after, but there's so many opportunities to work with the site. And it's just a way to get more eyes on so we can all benefit from it.
That's absolutely amazing, and I appreciate even the thought of it and presenting it to us that way because we would love it. And
Is there any other like quick advice that you could give us since you've been on air forever?
Well, it's okay. So I always say there's one of my favorite quotes is a candle loses none of its light by lighting another candle. So if you think about it, if you help other people, your flame is not
wow,
diminishing by doing that. So I always say help people. You put yourself out there, be a mentor, answer questions, take everything as it comes to you. Like that's what my success basically is attributed to is really taking everything as it came my way and saying yes to opportunities, not being scared because you know what the worst thing is? Someone can say no. The worst thing is somebody's not going to like you. Like who cares if you know you have people like and I'm not saying that doesn't bother me because it does, but I try to tell myself, you know what? My husband loves me. My mom loves me. My different people love me. I feel like it is what it is. And whatever will happen, will happen. And anytime that happens, all these good things start happening. It's so weird.
my wife is
So
upstairs texting me, and then she just commented, "Sounds like great." She said, "This all sounds awesome," and she watches and is a great supporter, like your husband is as well, and she likes to chime
thank
in.
you.
And she's upstairs pretty much telling me, like, this is the moment you've waited for. Like, this is the person you need in your life to kind of give you that little push. And I agree. It's like taking your advice. I'm going to, like, I always rewatch because
Coach,
I'm right. I know.
Yeah.
I
a
was,
lot of good information. You could
Thank you.
totally.
wow,
I have
never
a ton.
stop. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I was taught a long time ago that if you can't watch yourself, nobody else is going to watch you. So I always
Right.
rewatch, and I'm going to rewatch the heck out of this and take notes and learn this because this has been like I feel like I'm definitely not going to sleep tonight. I'm so packed with
Yeah.
adrenaline, and
Good.
I mean Carmine's more than anything has me just juiced.
We're gonna do it. We're doing this, Carmines. We're definitely
I
going
am
there.
definitely down. I promise you, I'll give you back to your husband now. Mark, thanks for being a great sport. Whitney, thank you so much. This has been absolutely amazing. Like I said, we'll invite you back. I promise no more
Right.
than like a message a week. I don't want to be that guy that keeps coming. You're like, it's the damn Yo show again. But
Yeah, right.
definitely everything we had hoped for
Good.
and more. You're amazing. Whitney Ullman, ladies and gentlemen. All the sites are going to run down the bottom for a little bit. We're going to let you go. Have a great night. We'll talk real soon. We really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Whitney, and we'll
You're
talk.
welcome. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Mark, thank you again very much as well. And wow, that was just absolutely terrific. I'll give her the express and let her find her way out from there. People try to find their way off and we let them
Right?
go.
Isn't she amazing?
Jesus Christ. You know, you told me, and for those of you who don't know Allie that well, for those of you who know Allie, know that Allie likes to really drive home a point. My wife's the same way. And then she kept saying, you don't understand. Like, Whitney is so this, and Whitney is so that, and she's this great and that great. And that I agree. I'm glad we had her on too. Amazing. And, you know, even leading up to like, I could kind of sense something different in Allie, a little bit of a nervousness. Like, just make sure we ask the smart questions. Yeah,
She,
like make sure you ask the smart questions and drive home everything she promotes and does. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like now I'm getting uptight and you need to see this awesome person who's vibrant, ready to talk about anything. The great shout out to your friend Damon over Celebrity Boxing, which is something that has been around for a while and he's finally getting really big with it. I always hear like Damon's the kind of guy who likes to, again, associate and promote. If you want to get to know more about that and the events coming up, www.officialcelebrityboxing.com. Check out our man, Damon and his upcoming events because he's got some big ones. I mean, Roy Jones Jr., that's awesome. And this
You never
lookalike thing,
know. You might see Damon come on the Yo Show 2.0. You
you
never
never
know.
know. We would love to get Damon on here and right. I mean, the door is open, Damon, to come on. So, my good friend Eve, who does promotion as well, she's here with my wife, and apparently Eve has met her before. So that's very awesome. It's just, again, it's a networking thing and getting to know people and hanging around people
So
who.
it's another person that Cassie knew before you.
No, we kind of met at the same time. We did. Even though I'm a little jealous, 'cause I said upstairs drinking wine and eating lunch meat and cheese. That's like my thing. Very jealous. But yes, and Eve met her. It's very cool. She is awesome, so dynamic. And Eve's the same way, very personable. When you go to an event she's at, you're going to meet her, you're going to talk, you're going to get to know, and she's proud of what she brings and brings it right to you like, bang, here it is. And kind of where you got to be. You got to get into people's face with it. And when we go out, like my wife says, talk about your show. Go tell them. Go, and I'm like, yeah, because people hear like podcast, webcast, like, oh, okay.
I
But
told everybody on Saturday. I don't have that problem. I did not
Right,
have that problem.
and there was a time where you would think, nobody wants to know it. But now you see when you get people like Whitney, and again, like I said, that Hollywood Gods and Monsters. Now here's Diggity Dave, who's been on MTV, and they tour, and Travis from Steel Panther, like they know they're these big bands. And Dave goes on about how amazing what we do is, and how we give to the artists, and how we help the independent bands get noticed and discovered. And you're like, man. And I told the story before about Rachel Bello. Rachel was on our show, local girl. She went out there, started meeting the band, getting in the band. He said, I watched her on your show, and I said, this is the kind of girl we need. She's perfect. She's got the rock star image. And then he said to her, eventually, when you join the band, we want to be on this show. That to me blows my freaking mind.
It's pretty awesome.
It really is. And I see why we fall in love with it. Me and Jewel have fallen madly in love with it. And Allie, like I said in the beginning, I chased you a while back to get you on here because I know you had that kind of unique style about it. And you're like, it's not really my thing. And it took time. And I came back the second time, and how about it? And as I said,
I got
Wednesdays.
that taste. Like I've been very like homebody, I guess, since the whole pandemic, and I never really got back out there, here and there a little bit. But this Saturday was like the first weekend that I got out, and I was an adult, and I could drink, and no worries, because Jackson was with my mom, and I'm like, this is great. I met so many amazing people. I told everybody about the Yo Show. People were just pulling it up and following it. It was really cool. It was a really cool experience.
And I really appreciate it.
Twitch, but a lot
That's
of
tough.
people, have been going through that. I had multiple people that were going through the Twitch way to subscribe.
That's a beautiful thing. And the most important thing, and it makes me laugh because people are like, man, like, you like never have to work again. This is probably bringing in the big bucks. It really doesn't. It's not about that. It's about the fun. It's about the entertainment. It's about, like I said, the thrill of meeting these bands and these people like Whitney. And like I said, like Diggity Dave from MTV is like on my program. And last night, Josh Server, who was a great actor from All That on Nickelodeon for years, came on just to surprise Jewel for her birthday. Like stuff like that is really cool. We got a surprise coming for Allie's birthday in a couple of weeks. Somebody that she really likes, and it makes it cool. And again,
Surprises. Like I was sitting there totally feeling Jules page. She's like going on. She's like, I can't. I'm not good with this. I feel the same way. I don't know how to prepare for it.
It is tough, and she gets nervous because she is a junkie with notes. Loves having notes. Loves having questions and being prepared. Right, the girls in their handwriting. I write.
Oh hey, you had pages.
This page, and I'm not even kidding. This page is 5 episodes worth of just scribble during the show. 5 episodes worth.
You sent me the questions. I'm like, I'm like, well, we can start with that.
Yeah, okay. The next 60 questions are missing. And now I just type, because we type out a little timeline. And usually at the end, I type the Allie improv, and she knows where to go from there.
She was so fun. I really hope that I got all my questions. I might have to go back and ask her a couple more.
She's one of those people, and we get them a lot on the show, that once you start, their answers just bring you to another question. So we throw the timeline out the window half the time, honestly. I more or less keep it just for things they do and events they do, etc. And we're going to get a taste of that. We're going to get to feel what it's like, because I'm going to share this with everybody here. It's going to be myself. It's going to be Allie. It's going to be Jewel. My wife and her friends are going to be there. We have our own personal eater. That's right, our own personal eater. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Murphy's, folks. It is going to be the Saturday before the Super Bowl. February. Oh, I got to find the scroll thing. I definitely need an intern. I'm so slow at this.
How many wings
Oops,
do you think
wrong
that
one.
you could eat? If you were in that competition, how many wings do you think you could get through?
I would say probably about 15. 15 is usually the mark where I start to get stuffed.
I'm
And I'll
like,
tell you,
I always like go into it. I'm like, I could do this. I could do this. Like,
right?
I remember Dennis took me to Pudgy's, and I love cheesesteaks. Like, cheesesteaks are my number one. I got through maybe like 25% of this big cheesesteak after talking so much trash beforehand about how I was gonna like.
Well, I agree,
completely
because like
rub it up.
when we get wings, my wife's like 12, 18. I'm like, 18? Like, that's not enough wings. And she's like, I'm only going to eat 3. I'm like, oh, at least 15. After 10, I'm like, oh, God, I'm so full. You don't even want to look at them anymore. So I get that, but my eyes are bigger. They look easy to eat. But so we're going to go to Murphy's. They're having this wing eating competition on February the 11th. We've been asked to bring the Yo Show there and kind of hype it up and commentate and broadcast, etc. So we'll be there live. Myself, Jewel, Allie, Maddie Marie is stopping by. Maybe have some Yo Show t-shirts, try to ask some trivia, just get to meet everybody. It's live February 11th, 5725 Bristol Emily Road. So if you're watching live in your local, come on out. If you watch the replay, tell your friends. Come on out. It's going to be great. It's a wing competition. They're going to have Tecmo Super Bowl competition to prepare you for the Super Bowl. And of course, we're going to be there.
Day after my birthday.
Yeah, so it's Allie's birthday celebration. It's going to be Allie. You know what? I'm going to take the banner down for a second now that everybody's read it. Watch the replay on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can see where to find us. It's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, an Eagles pep rally, because the Eagles are going to the goddamn Super Bowl. So it's going to be an Eagles pep rally as well. It is going to be an electric night. Allie's birthday, the Yo Show live, Eagles pep rally, wing contest, Tecmo Super Bowl.
I feel it. I feel that the Eagles are gonna. We're gonna go.
One win away. I can barely stand it. And of course, as you all know, I'd like to buy an A and I'd like to buy a U, because Dallas sucks. But yeah, it's going to be an electric night. Murphy's has a crowd that grinds it out when it comes to partying. They like to get down, and we're going to bring it. And I was told by the manager, Sean, hey, man, make sure you come and do your thing and get it rowdy. I'm like, great. There's the pressure. Yeah, that you got to pressure us into being rowdy.
Marie said she'd be there, that she would sign prints and do kiss cards, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Maddie was with us last weekend. As you know, she's a model and adult film actress. She said she would love to come, and everybody's excited for that. And I'm excited to have both of my Yo Show girls with me, Allie and Jewel. Very excited to have always together, as we're supposed to be this Saturday as well. When we go check out that show at Sweeney's. And again, it's the fun thing. It seems like, it's just another podcast. Not really to us. It's like, it's life, man. And there's times, Allie, where people find us hard to believe. There's times I'm on the couch and I'm kind of run down. My wife's like, don't you have a show to get ready for? Aren't you doing show stuff? Why don't you do more work on the show?
Whitney doesn't stop. So just watch her. Get inspired.
And my wife's on top. She's like, yeah, like, let's go. Like, there's show stuff and it's show night. And how come not? Like tonight, I'm kind of methodically eating dinner. She's like, got to get a shower, got to get ready. got to get moist. You got to do it all. Yeah. So she's a great support system. She gets people to watch it. She shares it, and I appreciate that as well. And she's got a cheerleading squad coming to Murphy's. We got our own personal eater who is part of her family, and we're coming in blazing.
Even if you just want to stop by Murphy's and just say hi, wish me a happy birthday, I'd love to see you all. Stop by, say hi.
Feel free to buy Allie shots and drinks and take a picture with the Yo Show. We'll autograph it for you. I want to give out an autograph. Somebody come get my autograph. It's going to be a great time.
I will sign things.
Things, gentlemen. You heard it. Things.
Well, I said boobs before, and I had like 5 people say, "Are you really signing boobs? Are you really signing boobs?" Hey, you never know. Come to Murphy's, find out.
I have to have my attorney at my side if I sign a boob, meaning my wife. So my wife will have to sit there and watch me sign a boob to make sure I'm always signing a boob. I will sign your boob. Men, I'll sign your boob. I don't care. I want to sign something before I leave Murphy's. Even if I have to sign my own underwear or my own boob, I'm freaking dead.
Yeah, we definitely need to get prints though for when we're out. We can hand them out with Mandy Marie.
Yeah. Okay, I'm keeping this one, and that one that stays, and this one. Then they're gonna rip it. They're gonna rip my piece off. It's gonna be Joel and Allie. My piece is gonna be laying on the floor. Mine is gonna be like the part of me is gonna be on the floor. That's okay.
No, they're not ripping you off. They're just walking out with Mandy Marie's.
Yeah, well, and don't take them to the bathroom. Take them outside, please.
They're taking that with them.
A nice a double header, if you will, of great stuff coming up. Actually, next week, we don't have an official guest yet, so we can't do that. But on the Yo Show, next Tuesday night, I'm very excited for this because it is one of my absolute favorite people. She's a model and actress, local, and she's going to be on the program next week. And we get the banner for you here because I know Allie is excited by this as well. And I'm pretty sure Allie will be watching.
She's so hot.
It is Miss Fallon Vendetta on the program Tuesday night. I'm so excited for her. She's, like I said, she's a local. She's done like local movies with the guys like Jamie Kennedy. She's in a movie now shooting called Sucks to Suck. It's like a vampire flick and looks great. She's super cool. I had asked her a few times, and after a while, she's like, dude, let me just get my schedule cleared. I'll make time for you. I'm like, awesome. And then when she saw we had Terrifier, David Howard Thornton, she messaged me. She's like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, awesome, because I love her. I think she's super
my
cool.
favorite is when she takes pictures with Farrah DeMorte, like those two.
Yeah, they're like inseparable, and they're a great team. And, no offense to the blondes. I got a beautiful blonde that I'm married to, but the brunettes out there kicking a little butt as well. And we look forward to Fallon being on the program. I want to talk to her about like Jamie Kennedy and Jeremy Piven and movies. And then like she's a big horror nut and ask her about this new film, Sucks to Suck. And there's a lot to talk about. Like I say, she does great modeling work. And she said the same thing. She said, look, it's a lot of work. Like I am always busy and always on a tight schedule. So I appreciate her making time for it. That's next Tuesday. Next Wednesday, we haven't nailed down a guest yet, but we'll get there. Speaking of nailing down a guest, Allie has done great work to bring us something very Philly. If you're a Philly person and you like music, you'll know this one. March 15th to Philly Music.
No, February 15th.
February, I'm sorry.
February 15th.
February 15th? Let me double check. Make sure I didn't double book us. I thought it was March. Oh, no, you're right, because it's the day after Valentine's Day. Okay, so we're good.
February 15th.
We're good. February 15th. Sorry about that. Ignore that March thing. That's correct. So we're going to be bringing on Danny Beisel and Bobby Perillis, who were both members of Foster Child. Danny now is in Featherborn. Bobby's now with Sidearm. So they'll be coming on along with Carla
Danny's
Helling.
In quite a few right now. He's in American Salvage and American Vinyl. Feather. He's in a bunch.
They're just great rock stars, and they're Philly icons. And Carla Hellings, who is Bobby's wife, will be with them as well. She's also in the music field, and we're just going to talk about the Philly music scene and what they got going on, and their great music. And I was so excited about it. I kept telling Allie's like, I know them. I'm like, let's work it. And Allie grinded it out, man. They're going to be on the same
And
program.
Bobby they are so fun. And even my son, he went to go see Bobby play with sidearm. And I mean, Jackson loves Bobby. If you even
He
bring it up,
is. He's a terrific talent. I saw them open. I saw them open a few years back. There was a band. Now, you know the band Live, of course, right? Live. Live and the singer from Candlebox, Kevin Martin, made a band called The Gracious Few. So it's kind of like a super band. And they played in Philly, and Foster Child was the opening act. And I'm telling you, they blew it away. They had, I guess that's where they all got to meet, like Brian Quinn, who now plays with Candlebox. And it was just an amazing show. Foster Child opened. Gracious Few closed out.
I just got to see Mike Valander, and he was playing with LeCompte down at Tom and Jerry's. Amazing.
Yeah, these guys are just tremendous artists and big in the Philly scene. And it's funny because there's always a 6 degree of separation. If you know anybody from Philly and you say, yeah, I'm going to see my boy Danny, and they're like, Danny Beisel, like everybody knows Danny one way or the other. And from there you get to know Bobby and Brian and a whole bunch. They're great guys.
That whole group of
I lost you. Yeah, actually froze. I think I lost out. Allie did have power outage earlier, so she might have a little power outage. If so, it'll take her a few minutes to get back to us. So we'll keep going there. And of course, as I said before, March 1st, Allie has managed to line up the one and only Mr. Michael Lohan. And wow, man, from what I've seen in the past from Michael Lohan, I got to be ready with guns a-blazing. But should be very. I can still hear you. We cannot see you at all. You're gone.
Lost all power, so I'm literally going off of what power I have left on my iPad right this second.
Okay, we'll get ready. I mean, we're almost at the shutdown point anyway. It's 9:45. Usually bringing in at 10. I'm just reminding everybody that March 1st, we're going to have Michael Lohan. February 15th, as we said, Danny and Bobby will be on our program. And we got more stuff we're lining up for Yo 2.0 as well as the Yo Show. Just a huge list of guests coming on the Yo Show, a quick look. And Allie, one I'm very excited for. You're back. There you go. I'm very excited for this one. Coming on to the Yo Show. I got to find the scroll here real quick. I had lost it. And again. There we go. March 7th. Is Mike Mraz from Back in Black. Now, Back in Black is an AC/DC cover band, but not just any AC/DC cover, the biggest AC/DC cover band in the world. And currently on Amazon Prime, they have the movie out called My Stupid Tribute Band, which is a fabulous real-life documentary about how they got started, the bumps in the road, the grind, and how they made it to this point. And I love the movie so much. I reached out, and Mike got back to me within like hours. He's like, I would love to do it. He said, I can't get the whole band because they all have different schedules, but I would love to be on. And that's coming to Tuesday night, March 7th, Back in Black. We also have, as I said, Fallon Vendetta, musician Dane Lewis. February 21st, Philly band Moonroof is back. Lisa Orlando, Back in Black. Betsy Russell, Kate Boytek, Sagan Amory, Mojo Moji, who's members of Collective Soul and Stone Temple Pilots. I sent you the new song. I don't know if you checked it out yet or not.
You have quite quite a list on both shows.
Quite a list on both shows, indeed. Me and Allie just have to line up the exact dates for everything that's coming Wednesday night. But we got them. Trust me, we got great guests coming.
What I was saying before I went
incognito. We lost you again. There you go. You shut down on us again. And this is the magic of live. I said, everybody, life happens. You just never know. I spilled a beer. Shut us down. I'm going to set up, I guess, the music of that. I just want to remind everybody again, though, this Saturday. All right. Like I said, if you're watching live or if you're watching the recorded and you're in the area, Sweeney's at 13639 Philmont Avenue, Philadelphia is having a Future Stars show. The lineup is incredible. Just Chris, Mauro Dilo, Milo Sky, Sour Station, Ash Molino, and two huge ones. Steal the Night awesome band. And of course, the absolutely incredible teenage band Nailbite. Now, you won't believe these are teenagers when you see them. Um, it's pure, awesome, hard metal with awesome vocals and awesome instruments. I've seen them before. They played on the show with Sepsis. They're incredible. I can't believe they're actually going to be at Sweeney's. I beyond stoked for this. Allie and George supposed to get there with me. The wonderful Miss
I'm back.
Elena Brokus. Hi, Elena Brokus is promoting that one, so that's this Saturday. It's going to be great. We see you. There you are once again. The beauty of it is I always make topics. We throw topics in the trash by the time we get around to that. Although I did hear that we were talking about the Madonna biopic. It's now been canceled. They stopped production, and it's an uncertain date of its return.
I feel like they'll make it. There was probably some kind of little.
Well, what I didn't know is she announced the tour, and it made a little bit of a rift because she's supposed to direct it.
I could see that.
So she kind of threw the whole schedule off by going on tour. And quite frankly,
It's Madonna. She can do
it's
that.
Madonna, right? So Madonna can do whatever the hell she wants, and that'll be held, and that'll come back. Justin Bieber, $200 million richer after selling his music catalog. It's very popular right now.
I don't know. Like, is that really like? I know 20 million's a lot, but it's like his whole catalog.
This is 200 million. That's a pretty big number. But still, like I said, like he's big. I understand. Like you're thinking, man, it's like he's selling himself short. I don't know. I would sell this show for a hot dog and a roll of nickels.
But can he still sing? Because I know he was having like problems before. Like, what if he can never sing to where he was before? Like, I don't know.
Exactly. And so maybe a good move.
Catalog.
Right. Maybe there's more than meets the eye. And like I said, any investor out there, I'll sell off the archives of the O Show. Man, let's not go crazy. Give me
I
200
love
bucks.
Justin Bieber. I do.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell my Alexa, like, play Justin Bieber. I love Justin Bieber.
I do not have the fever. Ticketmaster is back in front of Congress again with the gouging of prices. And Taylor Swift is the main concert that goes on our fiber. Bruce Springsteen is having the same problem. Blink 182, Foo Fighters, you name it. It's funny because I don't know about you, but I remember when Pearl Jam took on Ticketmaster. I was like, whatever, they'll be back. And Pearl Jam found a way to do its own little lottery system to get tickets. Doesn't seem like we're winning this one this time. Ticketmaster is really coming full board. It's only like the elite can get the concerts anymore. Do you have any potential concert you think you can go to, knowing that the prices are what they are right now?
I mean, it makes it hard to look forward to any of the big ones because I mean, I feel like they're crazy. The prices are crazy.
They're ridiculous. Like you've got to work. The average person has to work like a whole week to have money for one ticket. And I know a couple times I've gotten tickets for my wife to see Blink 182 because she's a massive fan. Both times there was.
Oh, I feel you, Cassie.
Yeah, both times there was an incident. Travis had the hand injury to one time. Another time, I think, is when Tom pulled out to chase aliens or whatever. So both times it was canceled. So to think now that, if you want to see them, you got to pay like $500. It's insane. I was lucky enough to, oh my God, I forgot the name of the band. The one I always talk about.
I feel like at some point the bands are going to start saying like no.
They have to. I mean, I
feel like the artists are gonna start. They're gonna chime in at some point and be like, no, this is not happening. This is what you can sell them for. Anybody that goes above it just won't have them.
I agree. And it's got to come to that point somewhere where the entertainment has to step up and say, no. So our resident Allie fan said, I wouldn't buy a Justin Bieber album if it came with a date with his wife. She's pretty cute.
Don't even hate on the Biebs because everyone at one point has had one of his songs in their head playing over and over.
Oh, I have definitely been in the shower before and a baby owed it. Every guy has. Baby, baby, baby. Ah. Every guy has done it.
I've had that song in my head for like days.
Every guy has done it at least once. That's kind of like Bop. Bop might be the corniest song ever. We've all sung Bop at some point in our life. Don't lie. Stop lying. We've all done it.
Yeah, I feel like I have. I was never like huge into Hanson. A lot of my girlfriends were, but I definitely have had it in my head before from all them listening.
Well, I mean, that's a given. Anyway, we told you about the great fun going on Saturday. Sunday, I need each and every one of these folks. You know what it is. Sunday, 3 o'clock right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It is the Philadelphia Eagles. It is the San Francisco 49ers. It's the NFC Championship game. The winner goes to the Super Bowl to play the winner of Kansas City and Cincinnati. I'm telling you, man,
We're bleeding green.
2018 feels like eons ago. Let's bring home another Super Bowl. The city needs it. We got to the World Series. Not
Getting
quite
green.
close enough.
Is Murphy's doing green beer?
No, they're not. I did see the one bar that does do the green beer. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll, if they make it to the Super Bowl, if they get to the Super Bowl, I want green beer at the wing competition. And we got to come up with a Yo-Show shot.
Yeah, I think we need a green drink.
We definitely need a green drink.
If not a green beer, at least a green drink. Like we need an Eagles drink.
The last time they went to the Super Bowl, I drank about 30 of those Wells banana breads, and the adrenaline had me stone sober. I was just that excited. And this is a tough game. San Francisco is a terrific team, but I think the Eagles are a terrific team too. They're built right. They're built ready to get there. And you know, last time,
put it in the universe, Jeff.
putting it in the universe, I'm feeling a victory. I got my prediction right here of the winner. Bam! That's right, baby. Fly, Eagles, friggin' fly. And once you get past San Francisco, it's going to be tough. You got to get past either Mahomes in Kansas City with Andy Reid. Oh, I'd love to beat Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. Or Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. So I guess we're cut out for you, but I get the feeling in a couple weeks, the Yo Show is going to be live from the parade with microphones in hand.
Underdogs. Like we do good. Philly does good when they're like up against a wall.
Exactly, and that's where we are here. See, the Giants, I wasn't afraid of the Giants.
They just crushed it.
Yeah, I mean, and I got a good feeling. I got a real good feeling. I want to be watching the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl hungover.
TikTok? Are you going to do a TikTok if they win again?
Yes, because last time I did a Facebook Live and it was a disaster because
Eagles go, Eagles go. We'll make up our own song. Oh yeah, yes.
That was horrible. I got my Eagles gear on. So
no, that was okay. Like some of my guy friends, they can't even do that.
Now maybe let's do karma because remember when the Phillies were in the playoffs, it was brother versus brother. The Nola brothers played against each other, and Philly and Aaron Nola won. So the Super Bowl, let's have the Kelseys, Jason versus Travis. And let's get another Philly victory for Jason Kelce. Let's win the goddamn Super Bowl, damn.
Okay, and so if they do beat them, then we're going against the Cowboys. Is that how this goes down?
Cowboys are gone. They yeah, Cowboys are gone.
Oh, completely.
Yes, they're gone. So it's down to San Francisco and us from our conference. And then the other conference is Cincinnati and Kansas City. So we'll play the winner of that game. If we win this week, we play the winner of that game. So either way, it's
taking the other one.
Cincinnati has really done a great job handling Kansas City. Kansas City is a very good team. They have maybe the best quarterback in the league. Andy Reid's their coach, who's been our coach. But Cincinnati's had their number, and Cincinnati got the Super Bowl last year. I think Cincinnati can very well beat them again. And I'm looking at Eagles, Bengals, Super Bowl, and I think we actually match up better against Cincinnati. So I'm feeling it.
Okay.
This is me playing with my balls. That's how big my balls are for predicting.
So you want Cincinnati in there?
I don't care who's in there. When you're in the playoffs, it doesn't like everything. I want to play Dallas. I want to play this. I don't care who you play. You're in the playoffs. Next team up, beat them and move on. That's how the playoffs work.
I just love all the trash talking when it's Eagles versus Dallas.
There is a lot, and everyone's like, "Oh, don't you want to see it?" Like, no, I don't even want to see Dallas because I have to root for them to win. I'm not rooting for them to win. The hell out of here. Some nice thumbs up, likes, emojis, loves. Benny McGarvey sent us a love emoji. Thank you very much. And a thumbs up from Meg Russell, who is a great musician,
Hi,
who was on our
Meg.
program. We love Meg Russell. We went to see her live and perform. She's excellent talent, great people. One of the many great people we had on our program. And it was cool last night that some of the past guests were coming on for Jewel's birthday, Drew Smith and Victoria Fire. We love stuff like that. Because as I always say, Allie, and as I told you, and I told Jewel, and I tell the viewers, once you're on the Yo Show, you're Yo Show family. And that is for life, man, because we love each and every person that spends time with us, that watches, that interviews, that gives us material. I've got never released songs from St. Ricketts and Mojo Moji on this phone right here. So some of the perks of being on the program. All right,
Did
we're
you
going to
talk to St. Ricketts? Are they coming out to Murphy's?
I have not gotten anybody to come back to me yet. I reached out to
Come on,
Kenny.
St. Ricketts. Can
I
you?
reached out to Kenny, used to do the drumming, to come this week, and I haven't heard back from him. I'm going to message the boys, try to get them out to Murphy's and meet them because they're great. I'm telling you, they are a great group of guys. We had a blast with them when they came into the studio. We went to Sweeney's afterwards, and Kenny and I believe Tom jumped on stage, and we're doing open stage night and playing with other artists. Super cool stuff. So let's see if we get the guys to come out.
Come on, guys.
I mean, Allie's asking, and she
I
doesn't.
am.
She doesn't ask nice. Allie doesn't ask; she tells.
I do.
And I know that. I feel that. I live with that. I can hear the echo upstairs of her watching. Say, yes, honey, I did say you don't ask, you tell. But I say that with love. Let's get the hell out of here. A massive, humongous thank you to Whitney Ullman. And I mean, just go check out her links, check out her reviews.
All of her links.
She says she's going to make it happen, that she's going to have the Yo Show at Carmen's. Make that happen. We want to be at Carmen's at a Yo Show table scuffing down food.
We will be. if Whitney's putting it out there, we will be.
Yeah, Whitney, Whitney, remember us. Remember your dear new friends here at the Yo Show. And let's make it happen because I would love to hang out with them. They're definitely our kind of people. Her husband's super cool. She was great, does great promotions. And let's get out there. Let's get us out to everywhere. Thank you again, Allie, for another great evening. And thank you, Jewel, for a great Tuesday night. Don't forget, check us out this weekend. You're going to see some live video.
And another real quick, Jules' birthday's on Friday. Another big shout out. Happy birthday, Jewel.
Happy birthday. We love you. Now, St. Ricketts, we love you too. This is The Catalyst. www.stricketts.com. The beauty of this is I get to watch Allie dance now because Allie dances through the whole ending.
Introduce yourself. You're doing a fire. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this desire, do you hear the call? Calling ring the wire. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this desire. when the sky is gray, but I will remain. Introduce yourself. Come do